Okay, maybe that'll get it fixed. Okay, if anyone's watching, sorry, there's been some technical difficulties. I will post a link if this video works for the feed to fast forward to where we actually start at.
All right. That one looks different.
Okay, so that one worked. All right, I know what I did wrong. I posted the wrong link. I posted the link to my creation thing, not the actual video.
Very cool.
All right, I'll just delete that.
So I might be a mess. This is the first time I've really done a 5e, but I'm open to guidance.
It's really simple. It's played in E3.5 or anything. It's a simplified version of that. Alright, so everybody got the link there. We're just waiting on Lloyd.
got a few people always, man. Or did we lose any players from last time?
Dan will not be here. He did not. I guess he's going to Vincent's invading Cerupolis.
Is Ileana going to be here?
I haven't heard from her, so we'll just drop her in whenever she comes in.
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh, just so you know there, Dean, the feat I picked was sharpshooter.
Okay.
And I'm in. Hey, guys.
Hey!
What's up? Ooh.
I did it. I did the thing. I'm just rolling a fighter right now to come join you guys.
Alright. My pencil. I've lost my pencil.
Okay.
Dan will not be here. I guess he's going to Benson's invading Cerupolis. Hey, Ethereal, do you have the YouTube thing up too?
I did. I just closed it because my bandwidth was dying.
Alright, so Zephyr's not here. Okay. Well, Eilina is not here and hasn't said anything to me, so we're going to go ahead and start without her if everyone is ready. And if she shows up, we'll just drop her in.
Oh, I'm good to go.
Okay.
I will lag behind, and I will join in as soon as I'm done doing so figuring out where the hell I'm supposed to be. But I'm playing a fighter. That much I know.
Okay.
And I'm in. Hey, guys.
Hey! Alright.
There it is. Now it's closed. Huh. It was hiding on me.
Alright. What I need from everybody is Ben, you're running Anayis.
Yep.
Is your passive perception still 15?
Yes, sir.
Armor class still 16?
Yep.
Okay. Ethereal, is Nalla's passive perception still 14?
Let me double check on that. No, it is a 15.
And her armor class is still an 11/17?
Let me scroll up. That would be correct.
Okay. Rin's not here, Zephyr's not here. Alright, Al, what is your character's name?
So we'll go with Haldrick.
Haldrick. Okay. What's your passive perception?
Is that's wisdom?
It's 10 plus your wisdom modifier, and if you're proficient in the perception skill, it adds your proficiency bonus as well.
Okay, so that'd be 12.
And your armor class?
13.
Okay. And Lloyd?
I will be playing Tobias Kane.
Tobias?
I haven't worked out my armor class and my perception yet. I will type it in chat as soon as I get a chance.
Alright. Well, I'll allow everyone to go around and introduce themselves and briefly describe their characters for everyone else. We will start with, if you have a channel, you can go ahead and plug that as well. But we'll start with Ben.
Well, my character is Anayis. I am a half forest gnome, half wood elf ranger. I just look like your typical little forest gnome, slightly taller, more slender. I've got silver hair, blue eyes. I'm wearing leather armor. Pretty kid. Got a bow, a sword. Nothing real special all about.
Okay. Go to Ethereal next.
All right. My name is Ethereal. Once again, I will be playing the lovely character Nalla. The channels I'd like to drop actually aren't my own, but I've got some good buddies over at Drop Dice. I always say, what's up to Chris Wilhelm? If you get the chance, check out his information, especially on world building, etc. And of course, Rolling with the Punches. That would be Joshua Duncan Kirk's game where he's War of the Gods, and my character that I actually love playing in that game, Spade and Neuter. But today I am playing Nalla, the nearly 8-foot tall, buxom beauty that actually happens to be a shape-shifting beast of a druid who is currently a member of the Ananaki tribe and very, very barbaric and scantily clad. Currently in her cat form scene here.
I will agree with you that Drop Dice has some really good videos. Very cool. All right, Hal.
All right, so nothing to plug because this is my first time really getting into 5e, so bear with me. And I'm going to be going as Haldrick, who is a mountain dwarf paladin. He used to be a high-ranking paladin in a noble court until he was backstabbed by his childhood friend in a bid for the crown. So he has been wandering, abandoning his paladin ways for the past 8 years or so, and now he's looking to get back into things and rediscover his purpose.
Okay, and that backstory actually works with the dwarves because they're a little bit higher technologically than the rest of the world for the most part. All right, and we'll wait off on Lloyd until he's ready. All right.
I'm going as fast as I can.
There's no hurry. All right. I need this one.
I probably did. It don't matter.
All right. So, in a quick recap, you all, the four of you, well, Anayis and Nalla, and Rin, who's currently tagging along behind you, but she's kind of going off on her own thing every once in a while, as well as Zephyr, were commissioned by the Fey Elves last session to find their lost warriors. And you needed food and supplies for your tribes. Each one had a relative difference between what they wanted. But you discovered the 4 hunters, and they were all dead. And you managed to defeat the creature that was in the cave. It turns out that it was a primordial, a creature that houses within itself the powers of creation. And it was protecting a glowing gem in the center of the cavern. And despite Zephyr's warnings, Nalla and Rin pulled it down. And you went back to the Fey Elves, and they gave you everything that you needed. And then you decided to go south to the Ananaki lands. You're about a quarter of the way there, and you've been traveling for about a week together. Zephyr actually parted ways with you. He wanted nothing to do with this gemstone. But of course, gameplay-wise, he could always come back later. But you've stopped at a small longhouse resting on the forest floor that it's a little bit like a way station where you can, it's a trading post for hunters. It's called the Wayward Hunter. Alright. Entering through the front door, you do see this dwarven person sitting in a corner on some furs. He looks a little out of place here. He looks like he's used to sitting in a chair. And you see a kind of a burly elf sitting behind a table, a low table. And he's got pots and jugs and baskets arrayed around him. And there are a lot of cups near him. You would guess that this man is the proprietor of this trading post. What would Nalla and Anayis like to do?
Well, first things first, Nalla will barge her way into the longhouse in her humanoid form and look over at the barkeep, the elf, and say, "Ah, good to see you. The road's been long and hard. I need something to eat and something to drink." And at that point, she'd actually reach into whatever satchel that she's got and bring out, I guess, a fair-looking fur to pay for said transaction.
Aye, you can get that here. And he kind of reaches behind him and pulls a jug forward, and he takes your fur and he inspects it, and he rubs it in his hands, seeing how soft it is. And then he puts the fur down, and he pulls out a selection of fruit and some dried meats, and he passes those across the counter to you. Is that satisfactory?
I look at the nuts and the fruit and see, does it look like it would be enough for like an elf, or does it look like it would be enough for a much larger person?
It's enough for a much larger person.
I nod, grunt, and then stalk over to a corner to devour my prey.
All right.
I'm pretty much gonna walk up behind Nalla and pull out a fur, a couple copper worth of fur, and just ask for some fruit and dried meat and whatever juice you have. Do you have any?
Juice? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has some pulped fruits as well. Yeah, he pours you a drink and passes some food across to you.
I say thank you and Eldon, and I proceed over to a corner with Nalla and sit down with her and eat.
Okay. Heldrick, you've seen these two tribals enter the longhouse. Is there anything you would like to do?
So Hal is he actually part of his class is he has a squire with him, so he's got a small dwarf, probably about 40 years old by their standards, sitting at the table with him, and it's an obviously a very eager-looking kid. So he's poking at Hal, and Hal is just peering over at the two who've just entered, trying to figure out what they're all about. So he's calming the kid down and just looking around for now.
You do notice that Nalla is carrying a very large, sort of woven backpack.
So Hal pats his squire on the back, and he approaches slowly towards them in the corner, trying to get their attention. And he's wondering if anyone is noticing him approach.
Yeah, indeed, Nalla does look up from her meal, and on her face you can kind of see it visibly twist into something almost animalistic, like almost a snarl. She looks at you up and down. "What do you want, short man?"
It looks like you guys have seen quite a journey. I was wondering what brought you here.
I'm traveling back to my homelands to see if we can't break up this big gym.
A gym, you say? That sounds intriguing. You have any room for interested wanderers?
I won't tell you not to travel along with us. There's safety in numbers, especially with the pack roaming around these lands, apparently. Last thing we want is for more stupid elves to get in our way. I'll switch them again, but you know.
Well, I agree with you there. What's this pack you speak of?
The pack is a bunch of stupid elves that Rin told us about. They like to apparently take prisoners and sell them to other people and use them, or something like that. I don't know. Funny pointy ears have strange ways.
Well, if you would have my young friend and I, we would love to oppose the elves with you.
Do you hunt? What can you do? You just want to oppose elves? That's easy. Just piss on a tree. Elves get very mad.
When push comes to shove, you won't mind having me at your back.
And at that point, she actually stands up, towering her full 7'7" frame, and looks down at you. My back is very much higher than you. How do you help?
Even the biggest trees fall to my sword.
Ooh, you have shiny stick. You come. We like shiny sticks.
All right, so I motion my squire over, and he eagerly comes up, obviously hesitant of the druid, and he sits down next to me.
Okay. After this entire situation has played out and you're sitting there, you've been sitting with them for a few minutes, sharing food and such, and eating together, getting to know one another, when you notice about 4 Eladrin Elves that were across the longhouse in their own little kind of booth section. It had furs hanging to section it off from the rest of the longhouse. And they come out, and one of them they all walk up to you, and one of them goes, so you like pissing on trees, is that it? Kind of grabs some kind of a flowery fruit off of one of your plates, and he takes a big hunk out of it.
At that point, Mama smiles, big toothy grin. Yes, and me think there are 4 elves that like to be trees. He stands up. What do you want, pointy ear?
He kind of just you see him kind of back away a little bit as he sees you stand up, and then he looks around at his 3 comrades, and he kind of like, yeah, he spits a seed from this fruit out. Well, we heard you talking about the pack, and we didn't like that very much, the way you spoke about us. We want an apology.
Indeed. We give you jungle law apology. And at that point, I'd like to go on ahead and roll for initiative as I turn into B8.
Okay. Lloyd, are you ready yet?
I'm as ready as I'm ever going to be.
Okay. Real quick, you're playing Tobias Kane. What's your passive
Yep.
perception?
My passive perception is, wait for it, I gotta find it quickly, and it is a 11.
11. And your armor class?
At the moment, my armor class, just gotta quickly check, it might change a bit because I'm still working on that, but it's 17 at the moment.
Okay. All right. You're currently walking up to the longhouse.
Alright, I'm taking my time, of course, not expecting anything bad's about to happen. I saunter on towards the longhouse, open the door with a big smile on my face, feeling good about myself.
Right as they go into initiative.
Oh, great.
So everyone go ahead and roll initiative.
Are we rolling any particular program, or are we gonna just do it from here?
You can just do it from here.
I am on a 9, 10, 11, 12.
Okay. Anayis?
16.
16. And Haldrick?
Let's see. So that's a D20 plus initiative.
Yes.
So I got 18.
18. All right. Well, Nalla, you've turned into your beast form. What would you like to do since you go first?
I'm going to rearrange the face of this snide little Eladrin that claims to be Pack by raking a massive tiger-like claw across his face.
Okay. Give me an attack roll.
Yes, indeed. Oh, that's only an AC 9.
Yeah, you go to swipe at his face, and he just backs straight away. You just got nothing but air. Everyone else can probably hear your claws make that swooshing noise as they break through the air, though. And then we go to Haldrick.
All right. So, how many did you say are in front of us?
4 of these kind of blue-skinned elves with these dark blue tattoos, long ears pointed out.
All right. So, as I stand up, I step in front of my squire to the nearest elf, while I bring up my great sword from the ground in an upwards arc, aiming at the nearest elf.
Okay.
And so, what do I roll to determine that attack?
You're going to add your proficiency bonus and your strength modifier to the d20.
Oh, ouch. So, 7 plus 13.
13 to hit. That actually does hit. So which were you aiming for, the leader or just the nearest one to you?
So, I'm assuming I was sitting behind Nalla, so I've kind of stepped to his right. So whoever's nearest there.
Okay.
So,
And
so
for your damage with the great sword, I believe it's 2d6 plus your strength modifier.
Yep. Great Taurus 2d6.
we got 6, 5, 11, and 15.
15 points of damage.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, you actually see this Eladrin drop.
All right.
You describe for us how you killed this man.
So I got up, stepping towards my squire, blocking him from harm. My great sword was laying on the ground, so as I drew it from the floor, sweeping one long upward arc, slicing him from the bottom of his stomach up towards the face.
Okay, very cool. All right. The next person that goes is Anayis.
Alright. I'm basically going to hop up onto the table, jumping up and over everybody, while drawing my sword and bring them down on the nearest enemy.
Okay. Give me an acrobatics first, and then give me an attack roll.
17 on the die for acrobatics.
Okay, yeah, you made that one.
Okay.
Now the attack roll.
Okay, attack roll. And, 17 to hit for the first one.
17 to hit? Yeah, you hit him.
Okay. And then the second attack, I rolled 2 higher, so it'd be 19.
19? Yeah, that one hits as well.
So it's 3d6 damage. Ow. There's 12. 27 points of damage.
27?
Yeah.
Okay. I greatly underestimated y'all's damage output.
It's okay,
Yeah.
mine's quite low. You'll be fine.
It's just a barroom brawl. Alright, yeah, describe for everyone how that looks as you drop the second elf.
You see Anayis calmly eating, and then step up, put one foot on the table while jumping up and over everybody, drawing 2 swords, and stabbing right between the shoulder blades. And as I come to the floor, I pull them forward, basically cutting it into 3 different sections.
Okay. Probably still with a piece of fruit just like clutched in your mouth.
Sure. I was in the middle of eating.
Alright,
All the other enemies like, you've interrupted my meal.
yeah, they actually go before Tobias, though, and there are still 2 remaining.
Have fun, guys.
And, yeah, you see the fear in these 2 elves' eyes as they don't even take the disengage action to try and escape from you. They just straight up turn around and run.
Oh, hey, 3 attacks.
So if anyone would like to make an opportunity attack as they run away from Hal, Ethereal, and or from Haldrick, Anayis, and Nalla.
Oh, I'm definitely taking my attack.
Okay.
I'm going to actually attack his leg to stop him from running.
Okay.
21.
21 to hit. Yeah, you hit him as he's running away.
Cool. For 10 points of damage to his leg.
10 points. It's not enough to drop him, but you see he definitely is limping away. Nalla, did you want to make an opportunity attack?
Yes, indeed, I did. I was just waiting for you to finish resolving that. I also hit AC 21 with my modifiers.
Okay. That's a hit as well.
Let's roll some damage now. Let's see. Claw is... I think it's that. Alright, so that's going to be 8 points of slashing damage as I too pawed his legs as he's trying to leave.
Okay. Are you trying to hit the same one as Anayis, or was this the other one?
Same one. He was the one that was closest, I'm guessing.
Okay, yeah. And before I tell what happens to that, we will deal with Haldrick. Did you want to make an opportunity attack?
Yeah, could I reach the other one?
Yeah, you can reach the other one.
Alright, and so this is D20 with strength and proficiency?
Yes.
Alright, so I go for a... So that's a 20.
20 to hit. You hit him as he's running away.
Alright, so I just sweep my greatsword out And I get 1. And that's 2d6 plus what?
Your strength modifier.
9.
9 points. That does not drop the leader. So he's running away. The other one does, however, get tripped, and then Nalla and Anayis can describe for the group how they just finish this guy off.
I basically just chop at the back of his knee, hoping to slow him down.
And Nalla?
And seeing that this opportunity availed itself, her claw literally reaches out and rakes from the top of the back of his neck all the way down to his, basically where his blade, Anayis' blade has met the other individual, literally leaving a huge raking claw print on this guy's back. He might actually still be alive, but the pain has probably sent him into the realm of unconsciousness.
Yeah, he's definitely dead. He's dying. And Tobias, this you're currently blocking the doorway where you're standing, and this elf is running right at you. It seems like he's either gonna try and bowl you over in his wild fear of escape, or trying to escape these people that he really shouldn't have picked a fight with. And
can I make look like I'm giving him way, but while he's going past, trip him?
yeah, you can do that. Give me a attack roll.
Okay. That will be a. Oh, let me clear this. That will be. Oh, I horribly missed. I rolled a 5 plus a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I wrote a. I can't even count in my head. 12.
Okay. Opposed by his acrobatics. Alright. Yeah, you go to sweep his legs and he just straight up just dives right over your leg. There's no way you could have tripped him. But he gives you a look as he goes past, kind of like, I remember you. And he just keeps going. And then you see a puff of smoke as he takes his bonus action and he just disappears.
Oh, a little bastard.
I shrug at him and I enter the longhouse with a big smile on my face, looking for a drink and maybe something to eat. Of course, I will stop to look at these people and be like, "All right, boys and lady."
If anyone looks at the bar, the elf behind the bar is just sitting there like... He's seen bar fights before, but he's never seen them just start off just with straight up bloodshed. Like they're normally just fist fights, and this just started off with you just killed them. You just straight up killed them.
My character's gonna walk up to the barkeep and pull out a fur about worth 5 silver and hand it to him and say, "I am sorry for the bloodshed we have caused here, and this is to clean up any mess and deal with any damages we have caused."
Yeah, he takes this really nice fur, probably from like a minx or something, and he looks at you almost fearfully, and he's like, yeah, we'll get rid of the bodies right away, yeah. No problem whatsoever. And he pushes another plate of food across the little table towards you. It's a little bit bigger than normal. This is like a full platter of food. And he's like, take all you want. Just don't make any more messes.
I look over at the crew. I'm like, did I miss something?
And at this point, Nalla is going to actually stand on the corpse of the one that she had actually initiated this entire confrontation and literally roar. And once again, as she has done in the past, and if she keeps meeting the pack members, apparently will continue to do, marks her prey in the middle of the tavern.
Aw, man.
Yeah.
Okay. You see the elf behind the table, just like he starts to kind of point at you, and then he just his hand just drops, and he just shakes his head.
I again apologize to the barkeep for any problems we have, and for the marking of territory in victory for my comrade.
Okay. Um,
I just shake my head at these people. I'm not quite sure what I've walked into, but I want a drink, and I don't care what animal's marking what as to why.
Tobias, would you like to describe what your character looks like for the rest of the group?
There is a man wearing fairly decent-looking, simple leather armor, but it looks slightly tattered, like he's been in a few scraps, but he's kind of cleaned it up the best as he can. So you can see as he's walking, he like sort of looks down at it, makes sure it's nice and shiny, goes forward. Dark hair, bit of a rough beard. Looks like he's been sleeping out wild in the wilds as much as he can. Oh, he's got a wooden shield on his back that he pulls out when he needs to, and on his side he's got a very long, thin bone that he's shaved down to be a super sharp to its point. That he keeps like stitched down, running straight down his leg. It doesn't have a handle, so when he pulls it out, you see he grips it like claw style at the very far back, so it's in front of him like a pike.
Okay.
And the most important question of all, how pointy are his ears?
Not pointy at all. In fact, he seems quite boringly human.
Ah, excellent, excellent.
I guess my character's just gonna finish his meal.
Okay. Yeah, you do. Tobias, you do notice that you can either get a drink from the guy at the table, or you could potentially get a drink from these guys who have a huge pitcher on this platter.
Yeah, I'm going to them. A free drink is a free drink. I'm not saying anything else. I'm going to walk up to them and be like, hello and well met, and all the words that come in between. I see there's a whole thing about there being free drinks on there. You are going to share the rest of the bar, aren't you? As I say this, I'm giving very strange looks to Nalla.
You just see her ears kind of perk and twitch, and she literally pads by you. Her gaze never turns from you, but she gives you that lazy cat, I see you look, and goes over and literally starts nibbling at the food in a very distasteful manner.
And I go, guys, seriously, you're gonna lick each. I have more food than I am. Seriously, I'm starving here. Come on, sort me out.
So Haldrick leans over to his squire and grabs a pack from him, pulls out a huge bottle of the finest dwarven mead, and says, "They let me in. Come join and enjoy this mead with me."
Now, there is a man after my own heart. I am never one to turn down alcohol. I grab a chair and pull it up next to them. Tobias, that's the name.
My character just looks up, still not saying a word to anybody in the group, actually, or any of the newcomers, and I just push this big platter of food I got across the table, and just give a nod and go back to eating.
Ah, thank you kindly. I'm starving. So, any particular reason why you're beating up on elves?
At
I mean,
that
he probably
point,
died.
Nalla immediately turns back into her massive 7'7" humanoid frame.
Whoa!
Yes, the stupid pointy ears running around here want to hunt everything. They tried to hunt me. Me! They did it before, they did it again, and I mentioned it in this bar, and these stinking little pointy ears decided to come back from whatever furs they were hiding behind and decided that they wanted to start more trouble. Right here, right now. I wasn't going to give them the opportunity to do anything else, so I decided to go on ahead and remove that one's face from the rest of his body because obviously it wasn't doing him any good being upon his neck.
I lean in towards the dwarf and I go, did that cat just turn into a human?
I don't know what it turned into, but I haven't seen it before.
Alright. I like, hey, look, I'm sorry you're having a bit of a hard time with the elves nearby. I'd like to say I'm on the same level as you, but I don't think that's true. Why don't you just sit down and have a meal with us, and you cool those cat hairs down a little bit?
Yeah, I hadn't planned on being too terribly angry, but I hadn't planned on being beset by more pack today either. Spent the whole week without having to deal with them, and now here they are showing up again, ruining a perfectly
Here, dear, have some meat. It'll make you feel better.
good meal. Here,
I can't
it turns back to you. It's like, but by all means, since you don't have pointy ears, pull yourself up a chair or a piece of fur, and by all means, eat to your heart's content.
I intend to. God, I'm starving.
My character does actually speak the first time now. He looks up and he says, "There's a difference between those pointy ears and my kind. Those pointy ears are Eladrin, and they are slave traders. They have no care for the land, no care for the people, and they must be stopped." And then I go back to eating.
And of course, Nala looks over at you, kind of looking down, but not even in a condescending way, but kind of almost unappreciative of the fact that you've made a distinction between the pointy ears. It's like, well, I don't want to say you just all look the same to me, but it's very hard to tell the difference. You, I can tell. You smell different, and I kind of like you. I've dealt with you before. Rin, she smells different. I kind of like her. The rest of them, though, I don't know. I just don't know. I didn't bother him. He bothered me. I was over here eating, enjoying myself.
And again, my character looks over now. I do understand the confusion. And if you like help in the future, I can clarify. But attacking, well, defend yourself from me or must. And once I'm done eating, I'm going to go search the bodies, see if they have anything of value, as I always do.
Not really. You find a few coppers worth of furs, probably about 8. But other than that, they're just carrying around these sort of long clubs with some obsidian, little sharp rocks just shoved into them, kind of like rudimentary maces.
I don't need any opinions.
Good job, Anayis. You know the rules of the jungle. You keep what you kill. Unfortunately, elves don't tend to be very tasty, so I didn't feel like finishing them off.
All right.
But I hope that doesn't set you new people off too terribly much. I know the dwarf said that he was interested in coming with us. Or the short man, rather.
Where are you guys going?
Once again, you see a huge toothy grin. To the Ananaki lands.
What? The Ananaki lands? That's not that far from here-ish, I don't think. What do you plan to do when you get there?
I'll just have my people smash a really big rock that is all sparkly and glittery so that we can divide it up between us.
Now, that sounds like loot and gold to me. And as someone who believes in the power of money, I am more than happy to accompany you on this sacred quest to get more and more of things that can make me live comfortably and peacefully for the rest of my life.
Nala kind of leans over towards you, eyeing you, suspiciously almost. What do you mean by sacred?
Well, you know, every person's entitled to whatever means of income they can get. And if breaking up a stone to divide amongst your people is going to be very profitable, I think it's my duty and honor and privilege to travel along with you amongst the companions that you have. Could you please step away from me? That's a little bit creepy.
Well, certainly, certainly. I mean, you're more than welcome to come along, but I don't recall. And she looks over at Anayis. He wasn't with us when we did the killing, right?
Either one of them were.
Do any of you know actually how to break up a big rock like this one? And she literally pulls out this massive purple gem. And
Haldrick eyes it and says, "Give me a big enough hammer."
I'm with him.
As she pulls this giant pinkish purple stone out of the backpack, you all notice that it is kind of pulsating. It glows brighter, and then it kind of dims, and then it glows brighter again.
That looks expensive. Why are you trying to break it up?
because there were 4 of us, and this is only 1, and that doesn't divide evenly.
Ah, I see a problem. Well, how about you simply find someone who can sell it for a much higher price and divide that between yourselves?
Well,
Personally,
nobody that we've met wants it thus far. The elves actually said that they wanted nothing to do with it, and I know that my people are probably strong enough to smash it some way, shape, form, or fashion, even if we have to pick up another rock and throw it on top of this rock to make littler rocks.
Your logic is sound. Tell you what, how about we accompany you taking this thing up to your people, and when we get there, we decide what we're going to do.
Sounds fair enough.
Sounds fair to me?
I'm not opposed to you traveling. Everyone is allowed to go where their feet take them. As long as you don't try and capture me and drag me off and use my fur as a pelt, I don't think we'll have any problems.
Does that happen to you a lot?
Yeah, by pointy ears.
All right, it's a deal. You've got my... I look at the dwarf. Sorry, what's your name?
Hal.
Hal, are you in? Sorry, I mean your character name.
Oh yeah, so it's Haldrick, but he goes by Hal too.
Okay. Hal's in. And so am I. I'm Tobias K. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Tobias. And short man with long, shiny stick. Where did you get that long, shiny stick?
I've had my share of adventures before. They've led to several of these.
I've never seen a long, shiny stick like that before.
And Hal reaches over behind his squire and pulls out his flail and plunks that one right on the table and says, "I'm good with this one too."
That's a long, shiny stick that's wobbly. Where did you get so many shiny things? Anayis, do you want to trade for the shinies of the other shinies?
We don't have any shiny.
What do you mean we don't have a shiny? We have. It's a glowing shiny. It's big and purple.
No.
I would happily trade that if you want.
Far more valuable than no shiny.
Damn, I tried.
And so elegantly put them.
Oh, well, I had to ask. I don't know how much these shinies are worth. They're not edible or used for anything that I know of besides beating people over the head. And it's not easy to beat people over the head with this shiny. But those shinies, I saw him. He cleaved a man nearly, or a pointy ear nearly in half with that thing.
And I pull up my sword made out of bone, and I did the same with this. I mean,
Yeah, but I've seen those before. I haven't seen that kind of shiny before.
So while they're
we shall find more shiny on the way.
while they're talking about shinies, Hal is he's staring at this stone on the table, and his divine senses feel a little bit of something emanating from this. Can he ascertain anything from what it's putting off?
Not really. You can tell that this thing is definitely magical, but it's probably the essence of true neutrality. There's no...
Okay, so no evil vibes.
No.
Okay.
That's a positive.
So Hal looks up. He says, "I can feel that this shiny is it's something special. I'm not sure how, but I think we should keep a very close eye on it."
Absolutely.
I turn slightly from my sight.
I agree. That's why I've been keeping it with me. He smiles again, big as day.
Hal says, "Well, I don't know where you store it in your fur, but keep it up."
All right. So, as you all are talking, the proprietor of this location has dragged the elven bodies outside, and you can hear the sounds of a fire starting up. And he comes back in, and he puts another jug of this fruity alcohol down on your table, and just kind of backs kind of fearfully away. Is there anything else that you all would like to do before you head out?
Poco.
Okay, so as you all leave, you pass through the door of this wooden longhouse, and you can see this. It's kind of a large fire burning these bodies.
Kind of like a funeral pyre.
Kinda, but not as respectful.
Okay.
Damn.
And alright, so you are in to describe the environment for you and anyone who might be watching again, you are in a place called the Wood. And the Wood is a jungle environment housing giant trees that shoot up easily 100 feet in the air, with trunks as big around as they're at least 8 feet across on the small ones. Where you're walking through, actually on the forest floor, doesn't have a whole lot of plant life except for hardy ones like some ferns. Most of the plant life actually grows on the next section up from you, where the water actually does reach. And so it forms like kind of a canopy above you, and then the trees continue on above that to form another canopy high up in the air. What is your group's marching order as you're traveling further south?
I'll go first.
Oh, you will? Alright.
Yeah, I'll take the lead. Besides, it's best if I take the lead. I like to know these lands a bit better. I'm sort of new. Also, I'd really like to know these roads much better than they
I
are.
already know them like the back of my hand, so feel free.
Psst, worry not. I have eyes at the back of my head too. Honestly, I can't see anything. It's quite big.
But yes, indeed, Nalla would probably be at the front so that she could point the ways towards the Ananaki, seeing as how she's backtracking now.
Mm-hmm. There aren't actually any roads here. You're actually traveling on what is primarily game trails. So it's very different from the Dwarven lands in the north.
So Hal will travel right in the middle. That way he doesn't get left behind or lost in all these crazy woods.
Okay. So we'll fast forward to about another week. You're about halfway to the Ananaki village, the big one. And is there anything you'd like to do in that week?
My character just goes and hunting for food and furs and whatnot.
It's all about the food for me as well. Starving.
My character, as long as there's game and fruits and berries, I can find food for up to 5 to 10 people. I can double that just because of my wanderer feature, so I get 10 to 20 people.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a survival check. Yeah, during that week you have no problem finding any food.
The only thing that Nalla would really be doing other than traveling and assisting in hunting and tracking, etc., would be to almost incessantly pester Hal about everything that he's got that's shiny. How did you make it? Where did it come from? What do you mean you beat rocks into metal? What is metal? Oh, that's metal. It literally a week of that.
So Hal will spend most of his time talking to his squire and doing some basic like sword play with them, but he pulls out his smithing tools every now and then and shows them off to Nalla and tries to explain the intricacies of smithing.
And she pays due attention, but it almost all goes right over her head.
Yeah.
Okay. After that week, go ahead and give me a perception, everyone.
Alright. Now, how bad is my perception score actually now?
16 for a night.
16.
And so what do we roll for that?
It's a d20 roll.
Oh my god. 7. I cannot roll high today, guys. It's gonna be one of those days. I'm sorry.
Alright, so I got a nat 20.
A nat 20. You come around on the game trail. It circles around this tree, and in the about 60 feet away from you, you see this owl. But it's on all fours with this big beak, and you see that instead of wings, it has huge front legs and these great big talons instead of claws. It resembles a bear, but with the head of an owl, and instead of fur, it has feathers all down it.
Okay, Albert.
And it is currently
Oh, it's a bear
climbing
owl.
this tree, where you look up into the lower canopy, and you can see these two tiny lizard-looking creatures, but they're wielding these little, they look kind of like a bow on a stick, to those of you that don't know what they are, but for Tobias and Haldrick, you know that these are crossbows. And these two little lizard men are cornered in the bough of this tree and have their crossbows leveled at this creature at the bottom that is obviously very angry that it can't get to them.
It looks like an animal to me. I'm going to attempt to utilize a spell of the druidic nature.
Okay.
Oh, here we
Animal
go.
friendship. And I believe you have to roll a wisdom save. Yes, and actually I've got to get fairly close to the beastie, within 30 feet. So I'm going to walk up on it slowly, carefully, non-threateningly, very woo-woo-woo. It's okay. I'm not here to bother you, but you can't have the creatures up in the tree. They look somewhat intelligent, even though they might be food too.
Okay. What spell are you trying to use on it?
Oh, animal friendship.
Okay. Does that only work on animals?
It works on a beast that you mean no harm. It must be able to see and hear me, and the creature has intelligence no higher than 4. Otherwise, the beast must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be charmed.
Charmed. Okay. What's
I mean,
the
myself personally, I know that this doesn't exactly work on an owlbear, but Nalla would try it.
All right. What's the spell save DC?
It is only a +2 plus that. That would be a 13.
13. Yeah, you get up to the 30 feet, and you've got these magical, friendly, this aura just kind of spreading out from you, kind of pheromone-like. You smell a little funny now, but this owlbear, it stops looking at the kobolds in the tree, and it turns and it looks at you, and it rises up on its hind legs, and it releases this owl-like threatening screech and kind of puts its arms out threateningly. You have a feeling your spell did not work on it.
I think he's doing really good, guys. I think he's got it. Yep, definitely looks like he's got it.
Oh yeah, and all four of you got inspiration from that awesome role-playing in the tavern.
Excellent, because I'll be
take
needing that soon. I have a feeling my face is about to get pecked off.
Yep, I'm pretty sure he's got everything under control there. He looks like he's making friends. Yes, that's the rudimentary cry of a bear owl.
Do I need to roll?
No, you don't need to roll anything, but yeah, now we're going to go into initiative order. So everyone needs to roll initiative.
I have a 19.
Oh my fucking god. 11.
I got a 14.
A 14?
11's not bad. At least it's not a 7 while you're standing right in the face of an angry owlbear.
That is true. I might roll a 6 if you're lucky. No, he didn't roll a 6. He rolled a 12.
Tobias, what's your dexterity score?
My dexterity score is 18.
Okay, yeah. All right. Anayis, you're actually going to go first after Nalla took her little surprise action sort of thing.
We are going to use my new sharpshooter ability that I pull out my bow. And I will be taking a 5 to hit. And I'm going to aim for its head.
Okay.
Let's hope I roll high. It's my nat 20.
It's a nat 20? Okay.
Well, that'll help.
Yeah, go ahead. Whenever you roll your damage, just roll your damage and double it. Don't forget to add your modifier.
The owlbear damage.
Do what?
Has the owlbear been damaged at all by the kobolds?
Not as far as you can tell.
Well, I get extra damage if he's not at max hit points. Um, 21 damage.
Is that with the critical?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then we go to Haldrick. What would you like to do?
All right, so about how far away are we from it?
I'll say that you can be within 60 or 30 feet of it. You could have moved up with Nalla if you wanted to.
Okay. So Hal probably stayed back. So right now he can move 25 feet towards it, wherever that takes him.
Okay.
And he's actually. So can we go ahead and clarify like where everyone is? Who went up with Nalla, or did we all stay back?
My character didn't move.
Guys, I cut out for a second. What happened?
Haldrick wants to know if you all moved up with Nalla, or did you stay at the 60-foot mark?
I probably stay at 60-foot mark because it's not my action yet. That's where I'll be at the moment. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
I'm at 60 foot as well.
Okay. So so Hal just moves up his 30 feet or 25, and I think that's what he's got. He just readies his greatsword.
Okay. Yeah, you're 35 feet away from this owlbear that is currently pawing at its face where an arrow has embedded itself in its head.
Cool.
And then we go to Tobias. What would you like to do?
Alright, so I can see clearly that this is not working because everyone else is charging for it. I'm like, oh no! And I like go into a dash. I jump over a few duck under a tree stump. No, duck under a tree branch, jump over a tree stump, slide in next to Nalla with my wooden shield at the ready. And I'm looking at her going, I thought you said you could handle this. And that's all I can do. That's my full action.
Okay. Yeah, just to clarify the environment, there are trees and ferns, and there are some kind of muddy areas.
Ooh, mud! Yay!
Yeah, outside of the hard-packed game trails, some of the area is very muddy. But yeah, now we go to the owlbear. The owlbear actually charges at you.
Which one of us?
One of its eyes from this arrow. And
Who does he charge at? It's very important, I know.
just your general group, he moves right at your group.
Oh, okay.
So the only one he's not engaged with right now is Anayis. But he's going to try and attack Nalla.
As he attacks Nalla, I move my shield in front of her to take the blow. He has a disadvantage.
Okay. Yeah, you his claws just rake across your shield, putting large marks embedded deep in this wood, but it doesn't strike Nalla at all. And now we go to Nalla.
Who said I don't have it covered? He just doesn't want to play nice. That's why we have this. And she reaches back and pulls out a stick that is literally as tall as she is. And as she does so, vines actually start erupting from the wood and curling around it, and it begins to glow with this vibrant emerald green. Cast Shillelagh. And I'm going to try to, with a massive overhand two-handed swing, play knock knock on the owlbear's head. Knock knock, who's there?
Okay.
Oh, darn it! I would have to roll a 2 with that. So I'm guessing it implants into the ground, actually throwing up dust and debris as this massive two-handed swing failed to connect.
No, you. Yeah, we'll say that's what happened. All right.
Wonderful! You're doing gardening. I can see you've definitely got this under control.
And now we're back to Anayis.
Alright. I'm actually going to cast Hunter's Mark. And my
Okay.
target is the owlbear.
Okay.
That basically just gives me an extra D8 worth of damage. Or, let me double check. I think it's a D8.
I think you're correct.
I can't remember.
And you have advantage on checks to track it or something like that.
If I can find the H's for this book. Oh, it's a D6.
All right.
Yeah, so I get the D6 for that. A D6 for my
Is that
philosophy.
still as your action, or is it a bonus action?
It's a bonus action.
Okay.
Yeah, one bonus action. And I'm basically just going to shoot it in the face with another arrow.
Okay.
So 16 on the die. Oh, whoops. I realized I forgot the sharpshooter feat last time I attacked. Oh.
Well, it's a good thing you have that feat, because otherwise it would have a cover bonus from your companions.
Yeah, well, I forgot to add the damage in for the last attack when I did that. Because I get bonus damage if I actually hit with that. But, oh well. I am taking the -5 for that again. So it's an 18.
18 to hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hit it again.
Okay, so that's D8 for the bow, D6 for Hunter's Mark, D6 for Colossus Slayer, 10, 15, 25.
25. Well then. After Anayis has done this, you actually... Well, Anayis and Nalla actually notice that the kobolds have climbed down from the tree and are now slowly backing away from the owlbear into the underbrush, using a fern as cover. Alright, and with that we go to Haldrick.
Okay, so only those two noticed those guys backing off?
Yeah,
Okay. Alright, well then Haldrick keeps...
that's how I use passive perception, is in, I'm not sure if that's actually how you use it in 5e, but that's how I use it, is like in combat, it's how you notice like things that are happening around you and that kind of thing.
Alright, well then Hal lumbers up and makes his way to the owlbear, and he readies the greatsword and prepares to take a big swing for 10 plus 26.
To hit?
Yeah, to hit.
Okay. Yeah, that hits.
Alright. Wait, so that's a d20 plus what to hit?
Plus your proficiency bonus, plus your strength modifier.
Okay, it was a 25.
Okay.
But, okay. So he rolls 2d6. We hit 5. So he looks over at Nalla and says, "Your shiny's not as good as this." And as he swings his greatsword around, I'm also going to use a spell slot for my Divine Smite.
Okay.
And let's see, so my hit itself is 9 damage,
Okay.
and my 2 extra d8 give 14 extra damage. So his sword starts glowing with a bright golden glow, and he goes right after the throat of the owlbear.
Yeah, this, you bite deep into this owlbear, but it doesn't bring it down.
Alright.
And with that, we go to Tobias. This owlbear lets out another screech.
Oh god, that's way too scary. Okay, I can see this thing is dead. I can see we need to find a way to get around it to kind of, like, take it down. So I'm going to start moving around it with my shield in front, sort of go to its side, and then I start basically bashing with the shield to try and get its attention. And as it turns to me, I attack it, and as I do, I hopefully distract it enough so the other guys can get a hit in. So I'm going to try and use one of my superiority dice to do a distracting strike. So I expend 1 dice to distract the creature, and then I roll. And I roll a natural 1. Oh yeah.
Okay.
On the plus side, it's distracted. However, I've just fallen over, and I've distracted it by giving it my face.
All right, that's a good enough reason.
It's like, I'm going to eat you. I'm like, wait, this is a bad idea.
All right, now it's the owlbear's turn. And it being distracted, what does that do?
The next person that attacks it gets advantage to its roll, to their roll.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say with its crit fail and you falling over beside it, it actually turns and looks at you as the better target than Nalla. So it's going to use its multi-attack. Yeah, it goes in to peck/bite at you, and you manage to maneuver your shield between yourself and this beak that is currently like reaching over the top of its of the shield, trying to bite at you.
Wonderful.
But it does get a nat 20 on its claw attack. 15. Does 28 damage kill you?
Oh, it doesn't, but I feel like it did.
Alright. Because that's how much damage his claws dealt to you. As it's biting your shield and reaching around it, trying to claw at you.
I take it like a man.
Alright. And with that, we go to Nalla.
Oh, poor puny man. That's why you know antagonize big people. And at that point, Nalla will actually step towards the fallen Tobias and kind of position herself somewhat between the owlbear and him. Raise her shillelagh in the air high once again, and bring it down thunderously upon the ground, intentionally, much the same as she did before, but this time actually imbuing it with spell power and casting the spell Thunder Wave.
Thunder Wave? Okay.
So if you would be so kind as to make a save, I believe it's Dex. Let me double check it.
Yes, it is Dexterity. Tobias, you need to make a Dexterity, and so does Haldrick.
I was actually purposely trying to avoid Tobias. Haldrick, I believe, is sturdy, and I don't want to hurt him, but she's brutal.
It's a circle, a 10-foot circle that blasts out.
I thought it was a cone.
Yeah, it's a cone.
I'm sure. I think it's a cone. I'm not actually sure. Let me double check that for you. Hang on a second. Someone play some.
It's a 15-foot cube for the range.
What was that? I missed it.
Thunderstrike or Thunder Wave is a 15-foot cube emanating from you. Nalla.
Yeah.
So it's around.
Kind of stood over the top of Tobias.
It's actually a con save, not dex.
I see how you're doing it, Nalla. Yeah, I'll allow that because you're actually standing on top of Tobias, but
I don't mind making a save, guys. If it makes life easier.
But Haldrick still has to make the save.
Okay. What do I do for con save?
It's a Dexterity save.
The spell says con, actually.
Oh, is it con? Okay.
Yeah.
Then yeah, it's a Constitution saving throw.
So then that's a d20 plus my con?
Yeah, plus your proficiency bonus if you're proficient in Constitution saving throws.
So... And so if I'm not proficient in con saves, then it's just d20?
It's just a d20 plus your Constitution modifier.
Okay, so that's 13.
13?
That makes it on the money.
Okay. And the owlbear also makes it.
Darn, that he's not pushed back.
No, they still take damage, though.
Yep. 4 points of damage for save.
Right.
Okay. And that brings us back to Anayis. Unless you want to do anything else, Nalla.
No. I'm protecting, or kind of sort of protecting, the poor Tobias.
My hero.
Heroin. I'm like a drug.
Alright, so yeah, we're back to Anayis then.
Alright, well, I'm just going to continue to shoot it. And my sharpshooter skill seems to be working, so I'm going to use that again.
Okay.
A 17 to hit.
17, yeah, you succeed.
You have advantage, so you can roll again. Might get a 20.
Oh. Let's find out. No, I'll stick with a 17 because my next roll was a 1.
That's fair.
Good thing I can shoot. Okay, so 6 from my bow. 5 from my Colossus Slayer. 3 from 6. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 19. 29 points of damage.
29. Describe for us how you actually managed to slay this young owlbear.
Oh, well, if that's the case, you see this arrow come flying right between all of you guys, and it's going to pierce. Actually, it's going to go right through the ear, into its brain, and out the other side. Basically, just pulling his brains out the other side as you just kind of wobble to the side, and then just like look all dazed and confused, and then just fall flat down on his belly.
So yeah, you're out of combat now with the owlbear, and you don't see the kobolds anywhere. Although you probably could track them if you wanted to.
I'm going to at least try to retrieve my arrows.
First thing I do is look down at Tobias. Stop looking so hard. I know you like the view. Are you dead?
It's not the view I'm worried about, it's the amount of vines that have erupted from the ground when you tried to do that strange spell. Although I would like a hand up, if you please.
Oh yeah, you need healing, don't you? I can assist with that.
No, I'm not going to give you a hand up. Well, go ahead.
I'm going to proceed a medicine check to kind of stabilize and help heal Tobias.
No, I'm alright. Honestly, it's just a flesh wound. Oh god, I hurt everywhere. I'm gonna take a second wind quickly, because I'd like to breathe.
Okay.
Just to get a little bit of my health back. Aha! And I rolled a 9. That's not so bad. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 minus 28. So I healed 13 hit points.
How does a medicine check work? No.
You can do it to stabilize someone. You can do it to check to see if they're okay or not.
Yeah, the only time you actually heal someone with a medicine check is with if you have the healer feat.
Yep.
I don't have that. I do have a herbalism kit.
Now we'll actually look at your nice, new, fresh rake wounds. But that looks like it's going to get infected.
I'll be fine.
Actually pick a piece of leaf off, one that she recognizes, of course. Chews on it a little bit, but no matter how much you protest, she actually smashes it into the wound, picks up some dirt, puts it on top to kind of cake it in. However, in the process, you may take that's going to be 15 points of healing.
That'll put me back to max. That'll put me back to max, and I'm like, oh, thank you. Real good. Yeah, you feel great.
Since Tobias is, I'm going to attempt to retrieve my arrows.
Yeah, you can attempt to. Yeah, give me a investigation check.
Cool. No, I don't think a 1 will really do anything. But I got a 6 with my skill.
Yeah, no, you. The only one that's remaining is currently covered in owlbear brain matter. All the rest of them seem to have disappeared. And this one you don't think will ever fly correctly again because its fletching is completely gone.
Alright.
Well, it's not gone. It's just it's gooped. It's
I can
it's
replace
got gunk on it from the brain.
Well, since I have feathers in front of me, I will attempt to replace the fletching.
Okay. All right. Do you guys want to do anything else?
I'm watching Nalla chant.
Okay. What are you chanting about?
It's just a short, basically, prayer of reverence. Basically giving thanks to the creature for being as strong as it was, for giving Nala the opportunity to once again be a proud representative of her tribe, and asking for any forgiveness that from the gods that may have come from transgressing against whatever creature, whatever god spawned this creature. And as soon as she finishes chanting, she starts to gut and skin the thing.
Okay. Yeah, you,
I'm actually gonna give her a hand with that. As she starts, I'm like, "Hang up, let me," and I pull up a tiny little knife and I start doing the other end.
Okay. I've never really done the whole fur thing instead of gold, but I'll say that this entire owlbear skin is worth the equivalent of about 100 gold.
I would imagine it's a very unique kind of skin to have.
Exactly. So if you want to use it as a trade item, you can, or if you want to do something else with this owlbear skin.
Yeah, I see lots of pranks being played with this later on, but for now, just keep it tucked away.
Okay.
Does anyone know what happened to those kobolds?
They ran off into the woods.
Well, I'm sure whatever that war was going on, it's over now.
Good possibility.
Do we want to follow the little scaly things, or have you seen them before? Do you call them some strange name? What is this kobold?
Yes, kobolds, tiny little creatures, funky little mouths. They speak funny. There's quite a few on the highways up where I come from. Not that I know much about highways, but if I did, that's where I would see them. I for one, would never watch them go around robbing people of their money as they're trying to move about. What a terrible, terrible way to live.
Okay.
Did anybody write down the owlbear skin on inventory, or should I do that?
I would highly suggest that someone with a more reliable computer do that, because that works too.
Okay. So far we've only got 4 things in our inventory, so I'll write down owlbear first. About 100 gold.
Okay. All right. That night, you can probably get quite a bit of owlbear meat off of this thing, and it'll probably sustain you for the next 2 weeks. The remainder of your journey to the Ananaki.
I'll cook it. Add some spices, make it a bit nice, you know.
Okay. Give me a D20 roll for how well you do your cooking.
Can I make it survival?
You sure can.
Why are you throwing special dirt on my food?
Because it makes the food better. Look, just hold on. Let me just get this and try it now. I got a 12.
A 12.
I will assist helping him cook, if that's okay.
Yeah, it's you can go ahead and do it with advantage since
Cool. I'll roll again.
Anayis is aiding you.
No, I'm not, his aid doesn't help me. I rolled a 3 this time. I would take my fucking 12.
Yeah, he's more getting in the way than anything else. You're trying to cook this owlbear up like a northern delicacy, and he's trying to make it like
Barbecue.
yeah,
You're adding the wrong dirt.
I'm very skilled at cooking. I mean, not your traditional way. So.
No, it needs to be rare. Yeah, it's a pretty good. It's above average.
Here, Nella, try this. I added some spice I got from a lovely little merchant lady down in the docks by where I was from before. It gives a little bit of a tang, and it's kind of like a really funky, spicy taste. I think they call it paprika, pupuka. I don't even know.
You have names for different kinds of dirt?
Yeah, don't you? You have names for different type of animals, don't you?
Those are animals, not dirt. That's just red dirt.
Well, here's the thing. To you, it's just dirt, and to me, those are just animals. We all see things differently where we come from. And also, red dirt is really hella tasty. Try it.
I will. That's spicy red dirt.
I
It's
have
good,
some
though.
non-spicy red dirt that
It
goes really
adds
well
something
with poultry.
different to whatever flavor this is that I've never tasted before, but it's different. We will have
You and I are
lots
gonna
more
have
red
to,
dirt.
on the way over there. You're gonna have to enjoy my cooking. I am an expert. Back when I was rolling with the boys, I used to do the cooking all the time. That was my job. I made sure they were well fed so they could go out and do their daily duty. Or nightly duty in some cases.
You talk a lot. I know somebody who will like you in Ananaki lands.
That's good, I think. Conversation has never gotten me in trouble.
All right. As you're laying down to go to sleep, who's on watch, or is there a watch?
I'll take first watch.
I'll take
I'll
morning
let-
watch.
And Hal will go in between.
Okay. All right.
Nala watch like rock.
You encounter a kraken. No. All right. All right. Yeah. Haldrick, give me a perception check on your watch.
And so that's 20 plus what?
It's a d20 plus your wisdom modifier, and if you're proficient in the perception skill, then you add your proficiency bonus.
So 16.
16. Nala is laying on her side, completely asleep. Sorry, I just knocked my camera. Completely asleep, oblivious to the world, and you see a purple-pink glow emanating from behind her, like something is, the pack has come open or something.
All right, so let's see. So Hal slowly creeps forward and cautiously takes out the handle end of his flail, pokes Nala with it while staying out of range, trying to rouse her.
Okay. Nala, how do you wake up?
She probably would just pop an eye open if it's not like painful or anything like that. And she doesn't smell anything out of whack. She'd probably just open up an eye and kind of look around, kind of sort of playing possum.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a perception check.
That will be a 13.
A 13. You can feel something move against your back, like it's rummaging inside of this backpack that's laying behind you.
Okay. I actually do not even bother turning around. I immediately just start to change my shape.
Okay. Everybody give me initiative. Tobias and Anayis, you have a -5.
I got an 18.
Oh, wonderful. I'm on 0.
So I'm at a 20.
Okay. And that -5 expresses that how long it's going to take you to wake up should you actually wake up. So Anayis is at an 18. Heldrick is at a what?
20.
20. And Nalla is at a what?
11.
11. Okay, so Haldrick, you see small leathery wings and a long striped red and orange tail sticking out of the backpack behind Nalla.
Okay. Let's see. So, Haldrick just barrels forward. He's already got his flail in hand, and he tries to bring it down onto the backpack.
You do know that the gem is inside the backpack.
Our job is to break it, so if it happens now, it's even better.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make the attack roll then. At advantage.
All right. So we've got 15. That would be 22 to hit.
A 22 to hit, you succeed on striking this creature.
And so that's my flail, which is a 1d8. So we've got 7 damage.
7 damage. You hear a loud squeal emanate from the backpack, and the wings and tail actually disappear inside the backpack as this creature seems to actually jump inside of it and go down to the bottom on the where the gem isn't at.
Okay. All right, and
It's actually almost forcibly pushed about a quarter of the way out of the backpack's top.
okay, and so then I'll finish my move around Nalla and just be standing by the backpack, guarding anything else from approaching.
Okay, yeah, Anayis, this loud squeal brings you to wakefulness. On your first turn, anything you do is going to be at disadvantage, though.
Oh, I'm just gonna draw my sword. There's clearly something going on here up the drawn. And I'm going to walk through the door and ask what's going on.
I can't really hear you. I don't know if it's a problem for anyone else, but could you repeat what you said?
I'm going to stand up and draw my swords, and at which point I'm going to walk over to the door and ask Aldrich what is going on.
No clue. I saw something trying to make off with our gems, so I kept it from leaving.
Okay. And with that... Haldrick, you take 12 bludgeoning damage, and Anayis, you take 6 bludgeoning damage. As 3 giant rocks, well, they're not really giant, they're only about that big, just drop straight on top of your heads. Looking up, you realize that there are 3 winged kobolds hanging just below the canopy, floating above you with rocks in their hands. And one of them yells out,
"Gee, get the shiny! God, the Lord will want it. Yes, yes, the Lord will want it. Take it now."
You hear a squeal emanate from the backpack. And with that, we go to Nalla.
In stereotypical cat-like fashion, with this thing fluttering about inside of her backpack, messing with her precious gem, she's actually going to, not out and out, because it's so teeny tiny and looks fun to play with, actually just going to pounce on it, trying to pin it inside. So I'm going to try and grapple it with my massive size.
Okay. I believe that grants you advantage on the grapple check.
Now, my size in and of itself, yeah, because if it's smaller than me.
Yeah, it's smaller than you. Go ahead and give me a grapple, which is a
Natural 20.
natural 20.
Oh.
Let's see if it makes a natural 20. It does not. So yeah, you have this thing grappled. It isn't going to go anywhere. Its speed is 0. Okay. That is Nalla's turn. Tobias, these loud sounds of rocks dropping and hitting wood and the metal armor of your Dwarven comrade, and this kind of raspy, lizard-like voice yelling at its comrade to steal your gem.
Oh,
Wakes
God,
you up.
I'm so tired. Okay. I sort of roll over and like just poke my eye open, and I see what's around. Like I see there's three flying kobolds.
Mhm.
Anything else?
You also see that Nalla is currently in her giant cat form and has her tail kind of wiggling as she's holding this backpack closed where the gem is, and you can see something kind of wreathing in the bottom of it.
Nice. Okay, so I'm gonna let Nala handle that because I literally have no idea what's in that thing. But I do see 3 kobolds who are floating. How far away?
They're roughly 20 feet above you.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna grab. I open my eyes. I see them. I'm like, I'm not dealing with this today. I sort of just roll over, grab like one of my javelins, and just chuck it at it because I'm not in the mood. Just not in the mood for it. Shit. It's too
All right.
early for what's called kobold ambush right now. I'm super tired, and hopefully, if I can hit it, I will distract it. Because
Okay.
it'll just be like, what the fuck? I'm just like, I get half up, I throw it, and I like stand fully up going, So I throw the first one to distract.
All right. Yeah, your attack has disadvantage because you just woke up.
No problem. I'm gonna spend that point of inspiration because I can.
You can do that. So it's not at a disadvantage. It's just a straight roll.
Well, in that case, my javelin goes for a +6 to hit, which would be a 22.
Yeah, that'll hit him.
All right, so it takes 1 and that. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 points of damage.
12 points of damage.
Mhm.
So yeah, describe this action as you just knock this kobold out of the sky with your javelin.
So yeah, like I said, I open my eyes, see a flying kobold, like a stone, looking really fucking smug, it's like, look at me, I got a fucking down. I'm like, I'm just not in the mood for your shit. I jab the javelin, I don't even get up, I just lob it straight in the line. It goes right through its chin, into its head, and as it's falling, I action surge and throw the other one,
Oh yeah, okay, cool.
and do the same distracting strike again, because I'm just not in the mood for these things.
All right, go for
Now I still have I have this advantage on this roll, so
yeah. it. They're also
maybe it will.
by the dark.
That'll be a +6 to hit, so 17.
17 to hit.
Oh my
Yes.
God, where's this dice coming
succeed.
from? That would be an 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 points of damage.
That one drops from the sky as well.
And as they fall down, I sort of get up, and I'm like, alright guys, someone please tell me what's going on. Nalla? Anyone? Anyone?
Wow.
So Haldrick, he turns around, rubbing his head. He says, all I saw was a glow coming from the backpack and some rustling around, so that's when I woke Nalla and all this began.
Oh, wonderful.
And yeah, now it's back to Haldrick's turn.
Okay, so is that all the kobolds down?
No, there's still one floating up above you, and then there's something wiggling inside the backpack,
Okay, so
crashing violently, trying to escape.
is it in reach if I pulled out my greatsword, or is it too high?
It's too high.
All right. Well,
Unless you have a 20-foot reach.
No, I'm a dwarf. I can't jump very high.
Just got this vision of a dwarf jumping, trying to whack something.
Oh, and I don't think I have any thrown weapons. So, Nalla's still grappled with the bag.
Hmm.
All right. Well, I guess I will. Walk my way over to where the kobold is and rear my flail back, and in a major failing attempt, I jump and try to swing at it with my flail, to no avail.
Okay. Anayis, would you like to do anything?
What's the penalty for throwing a short sword?
Throwing a short sword. There's no penalty, I don't believe. You don't add your proficiency bonus to it. I know that. And throwing it only deals, I think, a d4 of damage. Or any melee weapon that's not normally a thrown weapon.
I'll just go and put my short sword down and then just throw my bow and shoot it.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an attack roll.
Oh, I'm going to take a -5 to sharpshooter,
Okay.
and then I got a 19 to hit.
19 to hit. That actually does not hit the kobold leader. It's also considered lightly obscured because it's just in the foliage and it's also dark out. I don't remember if you have dark vision or not.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Yeah, it still misses. Alright, and on its turn, it drops its remaining rocks that it had clutched in its arm, carrying it kind of like you would a baby. It had like 4 or 5 of them, and it just drops the remaining ones, and it darts back up into the canopy. I'm going to say that you're out of combat and can act freely, because Nalla still has this other kobold successfully grappled with her 20, and it's just kind of like, yeah, it's trapped inside this bag. But the gem is currently laying completely out on the ground.
Can I go back to bed now? I'm not a morning person.
Out there, her tail wagging kind of back and forth happily. She's like literally looking down at this fluttering about bag that's trying to get away, and very much like a cat at play, she just occasionally just pushes at it whenever it stops moving so much, just to keep it moving and keep the game up, keep herself entertained.
Yeah, it calms down, but then you kind of poke at it and it violently thrashes back around again.
She looks over at you, Hal, then looks back down, pokes at it. Looks at you again, looks back down, pokes at it.
Hal looks at her, slowly walking back and still rubbing his head, and says, I have no clue what it is. Why don't you take a look?
Alright. Nalla's actually not even going to bother changing back from her cat form. She's actually going to basically try and scoot the creature out of the bag while still trying to keep it, playfully cat style, keeping it, I guess, at bay, keeping it from flying away, getting away. She's playing with her mouse, but she's going to actually try and get it out of the bag to play with it.
Okay. Yeah, give me a athletics check. Just say that you're going to try and do that. Opposed by its.
That's going to be a 24.
Yeah, you scoot it out of this bag, and then you've got it by the nape of its neck, like kind of like a kitten, and its wings are flared and kind of flapping and trying to fly away, but you've got it still in your mouth and everything.
I'm not going to bother shaking it like a ragdoll to make it stop. At this point, will shift back into my humanoid form.
Okay. How do you keep it grappled, shifting between
I'm literally just gonna try and grab it. I mean, I will still have it in my mouth. I'm not planning on letting it go, even though my human mouth isn't quite as big. But I think it would be rather funny to have it, yeah, dangling like that, and then kind of bear hugging it while I turn back into my humanoid form and grow onto 2 legs.
Okay, yeah, it's wreathing and hissing, and it's trying to turn its head around to snap at you with its tiny little lizard teeth, but it can't get to you at all.
Okay. You speak my language? I like to take it out of my mouth and actually look at it. I'll try and hold its arms and wings at the same time. I know it's pretty small and my hands are pretty big, so I'll try it. Try and keep it from getting away.
You pin its wings to its body and just hold it, kind of like you're holding something that you.
Yep.
All right.
Of course I speak your language. We all speak the same language.
Tall one, and then it spits at you, and it's that nasty kind of reptilian, smelly spit.
So, well, little nasty thing. Why are you bothering me while I'm sleeping?
I ain't telling you nothing.
We're gonna go on ahead and turn him upside down and bonk him on his head.
Okay. Give me an intimidation roll.
Alrighty. Unfortunately, that's only a 3.
Hitting me on the ground? The boss, he hits me on the head all the time.
Well, your boss probably doesn't sit on you or mark his territory after he's eviscerated you. Now, why are you bothering me in my sleep, bonk?
I'll go ahead and say that you can roll your intimidation again. Does anyone else want to do anything while Nalla's sitting here?
Yeah, I will actually. I'll come up below. Nalla, please. Nalla, please, Nalla. The man is clearly injured. He's had a bit of a long day. He just wants a moment. Let me just speak to him. So I lean forward and I'm like, hey Kobold, how you doing? How you doing? Do you have a name?
I like your intimidation roll there, Nalla.
Yeah, I know. I want to love him and pet him and call him George.
So cute.
Kobold.
Do you have a name, Kobold? Do you have a name?
They call me Tim.
Oh, it's nice to meet you, Tim. This is a good name. Good, strong Kobold name. You're family, right? I bet you're part of a good, long lineage with some people you can follow and all of that.
Yeah, we're all, my entire tribe's descended from the Tiamat.
That's
He obviously
pretty
barely knows the name of their god. Said it wrong.
You should be proud of that. Now, we want to try and find something out from you, and it would be fair if you just told us. So, I look left and right. I lean into his ear so only he can hear me whisper, and I go, basically, if you don't tell us what we're going to know, I'm going to take this dagger I have in my boots, and I'm going to chop you up, starting from your feet, all the way up to your ankles, then to your chest, and then to your heart. And then I'm going to watch you eat your own innards as you slowly die from your own poisoning. Tell us what we want to know, or face the consequences. And I lean back, I'm like, so yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, go ahead and give him an intimidation roll and take a point of inspiration.
I'll take that. Okay, that will be 16.
16. He stopped struggling and now he's just quivering in fear.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I'll tell you whatever it is you want to know.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad you and I come to see. I like Nalla. See, Nalla, all you have to do is just talk to them. Give them, don't get them to know each other better. Just get to give them a bit more fun, and they'll be fine. Just go for it. Yeah. So yeah, tell us what's up. What is up with you? Who are your people? Why are you trying to get this thing out? And how did you even find us?
Well, our tribe serves the great dragon Anayis, and he's been looking for pink stones. And we saw the glowing pink today, whenever you saved the boss from the owlbear.
You know, you think they'd be grateful.
And so he told me to come and get the stone, and they'd cover me, and then we'd just get out and we'd take it, and then we'd live like kings. We'd live like the chiefs, the big chiefs.
Well, where is your lair right now, and where's your leader? More importantly, where is this dragon? And so I know which direction not to walk.
Well, Anayis is in the mountains to the east, right outside of the wood. But and our lair is right there at the edge of the wood, at the base of the mountain. But the boss, he made it out. It looks like I only see Mitt and Tam. I only see them. So the boss's body isn't here. He's looking around at the other two kobolds that are currently filled with javelins, and he'll tell Anayis. He'll go tell him.
Not if we stop them first. Gentlemen, we probably have a problem here. The last thing I want to do is have a dragon come chase after me because of some stone you have in your pack. I mean, no offense, but that really does not sound like a fun thing to do on a weekend, on a 10-day night. So how about we go find this leader, we make him not go, and we all get happy ever after.
Sure. You want to convince little Scruffy here? Well, I'll call him George. And you want to tell him where ask him to tell us where it is that we can find his boss?
Dude, come on. His name is Tim. His name is Tim. He just told us that. Don't disrespect the kobold. You have to give these guys respect, and they respect respect. Am I right, Tim?
He nods his head violently.
So, Tim, why don't you tell us where your lair is so we can go speak to your boss?
It's 4 days to the east.
And he has a head start, doesn't he?
And he's flying.
Oh, that doesn't help. All right. Well, thank you very much, Tim. You've been very helpful. Oh, don't give me that look. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Nalla, he's all yours.
I don't want him. He doesn't look like he tastes good.
He doesn't smell very good either.
I look down. Tim, if we let you go, do you promise not to try and kill us when I sleep again?
Oh, Tim's a good lizard. I don't kill anything. I eat berries.
Well, there we go. So let's just let him go. He seems like a nice guy.
I don't know. What do you think, Hal, Anayis? Should we let him go, or should I just break his wings so he can never fly again?
No, that's far too harsh. Let him do what he wants. Let him be free. He's a creature of the wild.
You look at him, and this kobold just has the biggest puppy eyes you've ever seen. The glowing gold with the black slits and everything. If you can imagine that being puppy eyes, that's...
I have to do a...
What, Ben?
Do an untrained insight check to see if he's lying.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead and do that.
It's 18 and insight is wisdom, so 21 for untrained.
Okay. He is a cold-blooded lizard, and he definitely does not eat berries.
Okay. So, knowing this, my character is going to, like, basically just knock an arrow using sleight of hand so nobody actually sees it.
Okay.
He's also untrained, horribly, which I still got the 19 for.
Okay, can everyone else give me a perception check to see if you notice another arrow?
Natural 20.
Heard.
I see him notch the bow. I don't react.
Okay.
My character is just going to say, yeah, go ahead and let him go. I don't see any reason to kill him.
Sounds fair to me.
Yeah, sure. Nalla, I'm going eye for an eye. And we'll say, sure, I'll let him go. And literally starts, like, cat hawking up a hairball loogie. And literally, like, holds him in place and spits right on the top of his head. And then throws him into the forest.
Perfect.
Okay.
I'm going to shoot him.
Okay, as he's flying through the air into the underbrush, go ahead and try and shoot him. He is moving violently fast. You have disadvantage on the attack roll.
Okay.
Whee.
Disadvantage, I have to take the lowest, or...
Yeah, it means you take the lowest.
Alright, the lowest would be a 16.
A 16?
Yeah, but with my bonuses, it's a 23.
23. Yeah, you managed to shoot this kobold as he's flying through the air. Give me damage.
And he has been previously damaged by Nalla, correct?
No, he was previously damaged by Haldrick.
Oh, that works. Either way he's damaged, that means more damage for me. 13 points of damage.
Yeah, all you needed was 1 to kill him. Nalla chucks this kobold, and as it's flying through the air, and it pins him to the tree over there.
Nice.
Airball still on his head.
I look over and I'm like, was that really necessary?
I look at you and yes, it's a lizard. They don't eat nuts and berries. They eat meat.
You're not a very nice man. Whatever your name is.
Oh, that's Anayis. He likes to shoot things and stab stuff.
Nice to meet you, Anayis. I gave that thing my word. The least you could almost at least keep it.
Well, I shouldn't have lied about what it ate.
It's a creature of habit. It cannot help itself. It said the thing it could easily say to get away. I gave it my word. I don't like breaking that.
You didn't. I did. There's a difference. And I never gave it my word. Technically, you did keep your word.
That's fine, but please next time show some restraint. Will you?
Haldrick just kind of shakes his head and pats Tobias on the back as he goes and sits down by his pack.
What has your squire been doing this entire time?
Oh, sleeping right through it all. He's an awful squire.
Okay.
Well, now we'll go and retrieve the bright glowing gem, put it into the pack, and say, I don't think that we should, stay sleeping here or anything like that. So, which way do you guys want to go? Because I don't want to bring... What is this dragon thing that you were talking about, Tobias?
Apparently, let's just go over this again. If we don't stop the leader, he's going to go tell the dragon king that we have a glowing crystal in our bag, and the dragon king may or may not come after us. My best bet: let's go stop the Let's go stop the guy going to speak to the dragon thing.
What's a dragon?
It's big fire-breathing thing. I think they breathe fire. Did they breathe fire?
A giant lizard.
Giant lizard. Giant fire-breathing lizard.
If it's a giant lizard, does it have giant lizard eggs?
I don't like where this conversation is going. Let's you know what? I'm just gonna go to bed. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow, and we're gonna speak about this later.
But it can come back while we're sleeping.
I have a feeling that guy is probably leaving. If he comes back, he'll be coming back to a javelin to its face.
Okay. And Nalla will then use her bright shiny rock as a pillow.
All right. The morning comes around. What are you all going to do today? You have the option of trying to chase down the boss, who Tim didn't name, or continuing south to the Ananaki village, which you're about a week and a half away from, I think.
I will attempt to find my arrows if that's possible.
Your arrow is currently pinning this kobold body to a tree. So,
Okay, so I should be able to find that one.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure the other one is lost.
Yeah, the other one it went straight up into the canopy and it's completely gone.
Alright.
He's really obsessed with his arrows, man.
I know, right? Jeez.
You know how hard those things are to make in a primitive culture? Takes a week each, man.
So,
I vote we keep heading towards the Ananaki lands. I don't know how to follow a flying creature.
yeah, Haldrick, his squire is making some food, and he comes up and says, I agree. He said it's 4 days away, and we're about a week away from the Anunnaki, so if they're as strong as Nalla says they are, and we've got a dragon bearing down on us, it's good to have some firepower.
All right, then. Then we keep walking.
Agreed.
Let's try and go a bit faster, though, if that's all right.
Well, I wasn't trying to lose you guys in the forest. I think Anayis might be able to keep up, but I don't know how well the rest of you travel in the jungle.
I keep my own.
Well then, off we go. Over the river and through the woods to the Ananaki lands we go. And we can actually keep up, I guess, I wouldn't call it a strenuous pace. Not double time or anything, but we're moving.
Okay, yeah, everybody give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, crap. Well, here comes my natural 1 again. Watch for this. Oh, that's not so bad. Con saving throw will be a... Wait for it.
Now it says it's 12.
That'll be a +4. So, sorry, +4. So 16.
16. And then a 12 from Anayis, and what did Nalla get?
A 21.
Okay, and Haldrick?
Oh, makes a 7. 9.
Okay, Haldrick, you and Anayis, by the time you arrive at the outskirts of the Ananaki village, you are level 3 exhausted. So you have disadvantage on ability checks, your speed is halved, and you have disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws until you rest.
Awesome.
Well, I would suggest you rest right about now.
Agreed.
But you did arrive here within 4 days.
Oh, even better.
Wow, we got here quick.
Good work. I think we did well there. Now, if it's alright with you, I would very much like to sample some of the alcohol they have in this place.
And Haldrick said,
The Ananaki village is not my design. It's actually Ethereal's character comes from here, and I have not prepared the village. I will allow Ethereal, I'm going to put him on the spot real quick here, to describe the village to you as you come up on it.
As you actually come upon the village, there are lots and lots of basically clay huts, dome-shaped, that have been built out of miscellaneous sticks and reeds and stuff with got mud on top of them to kind of shelter them from the outside, but they are absolutely massive. Because, of course, massive people live here. As you come upon the town, you actually notice that there's a throng of people going about. They've got absolutely massive stature, and you notice that Nalla's kind of on the smallish side of them. They're easily 8, 9 feet tall, borderline giants. And as soon as Nalla comes into town, you see that she is well welcomed. As literally, as no sooner than she arrives, she gets bombarded by an assortment of children and folks coming up. She's returned! She's returned! Of course, there are village elders and stuff like that, but mostly at this particular point in time, it's just the children and the well welcome. What did you bring us? Who are these people? Why is he so short?
I feel like I have gone and entered actual hell right now.
He's got a beard. Why did they have facial hair? Yeah, and you get a lot of that, people pulling and prodding. They're children, but they're easily bigger than most of you. And Anal says, no worries about that. These are my friends. The very, very short one that's almost as wide as he is tall, that's Hal. And that other guy, well, we don't know his name. He's always sleeping and tripping over things. This over here, this guy who likes to talk a lot, and bring the snake wine. He loves drinking things. Bring the
Someone
snake
say wine?
Yeah, snake wine.
Excuse me, gentlemen. I am needed. My people need me.
But bring him that, and then she goes on to introduce the rest of you to basically the people that are here within the village, and then she holds up the bright purple rock. Look what I found, or we found rather.
At that point, you just see all the children just go quiet. It glows like the fires of our forge. But it's I don't know what color that is.
Me neither. It's strange. I've only seen this color on strange-looking frogs. But we need to talk to the village elder as quickly as possible to see if we can either break this thing or do something with it. I'm guessing all the hunters are away again. And she goes to muttering to herself.
One of the younger kids is like, Yeah, Pa, he went out with the rest of the hunting party this morning.
So, would you like to take over the responsibility of the quote-unquote village elder or the medicine man, etc.?
Yeah, I will.
All right. I don't want to do too much, game or player caveat, I guess.
So yeah, you approach the big building in the center of town, or wherever the elders meet, and it's a good time to take a 5-minute break.
Sounds good.
Because Lloyd is already gone for a moment.
Having a potty break, right? It's good to have those. Yeah, I hadn't actually detailed out everything specifically about the Ananaki. I knew about the tribal niche that I kind of wanted in the field, and the fact that there's 3 different aspects to it. But I lost most of that information when Facebook decided to do whatever craziness it did.
Yeah,
on the page.
I had the Fey village sort of planned out. Whenever Ben started talking about where he came from, it just kind of popped into my head, and I figured that'd be a good starting place, but I didn't have it. This entire scenario right now has been improv completely. So
we took you off the rails a little bit. Were we supposed to go and deal with the dragon?
All right, well, let's take that break.
Yep.
And I'm back.
These Butterfinger snacker things aren't as good as I thought they were going to be.
The Butterfinger what?
Those they're like snacker things.
Uh,
I think it's like Butterfinger, Nestle's answer to all those Hershey's drops things.
yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't see that as good. Too thin.
Yeah, that's the problem. They don't have enough peanut butter, the middle thing, you know.
Yep.
Hey guys, I'm back.
Yeah, we took a break.
No probs. There's a chance I might have to leave in a bit though. I do apologize for that.
Well,
Don't end because of me though. Go keep going.
no, it's only supposed to be a 3 to 4 hour session anyway, so it's probably only going to last about another hour.
Oh, that's right. I just don't miss much.
Is Ethereal back? I'm going to take that as a no. No, this entire scenario has been improv. The owlbear and kobold encounter was actually from, I don't know if you guys have seen this, it's Raging Swan Press's GM's Miscellany Wilderness Dressing.
Oh my.
Yeah, you can pick that up for about $20 on Amazon.
You can, dude. You're doing advertising really wrong. That was terrible. Could you, okay. Let me try this again. Okay, let's try this again. Ladies and gentlemen, this last adventure we've just played may possibly have seemed like completely random to you, but however, it was a well thought out plan coming from. Show the card. Show the card. Show the piece. Come on, they're watching. Yeah, and then say what it says. Say it.
Raging Swan Press's GM's Miscellany Wilderness Dressing.
If you are having a wilderness game and you think that having them fight 3 kobolds over and over again is boring you, are you tired of 500 goblins coming up against you over and over and over? Do you really not want to spawn that gold dragon you've just randomly rolled at a random encounter? Look no further than Wilderness Rising. Come to a store near you.
No,
There, problem solved.
that was great, man. No, I also picked up their dungeon dressing and urban dressing, and they're really cool. Like they're actually made for Pathfinder, but they've got all kinds of stuff in them, like campsite minor events. They're just percentage roll charts. Like if you rolled a 64, 1 by 1 the stars turn red, remaining that way the entire night. Just little things like that.
That's scary.
It's got features of campsites, small castles, large castles. It also has a bunch of stuff by terrain. Minor events, random encounters, dressing, features. And they're all that way. Like the urban dressing is for obviously cities, and the dungeon is for a bunch of stuff like underground. Like it's got stuff for like statues and altars and stuff like that. So if you're having trouble like improving your games like I do sometimes, I'd really suggest picking some of those up.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. It normally does not take me that long to make a cup of coffee, but I had a bunch of toddlers wanting and begging to help.
Okay. And Raging Swan Press have some really cool stuff. Like if you send them a picture of the book you just got, you get a. I'm not entirely sure how it works. I think it's a PDF credit where you can get like a PDF from them that they'll send to you that's worth the monetary amount you spent on their books. So.
That is a pretty sweet deal. So you basically get 2 for the price of 1.
I think that's how it works, yeah. But yeah, back to the game now that we've plugged some products. As you approach the hut in the center of town, the large building in the center of town, the village elders actually come out and meet you. Hail, Nalla! We are so glad of your return. You bring us good news?
I bring great news, and even greater news still. The elves have promised, or the pointy ears have promised, that we can hunt on their lands, and they've agreed to give us lands to hunt upon so that we're not all clustered and cluttered here. In addition to that, we have found, and she once again holds out the massive purple-pink gemstone. we managed to defeat some strange creature that one of the pointy ears told me was some kind of primordial, whatever that is. And it was guarding this. We came here to the village to see if our great and strong warriors could possibly break this thing so that it could be divided up amongst those who actually slew that creature.
Well, most of the warriors are gone hunting, but come in. We shall have a feast to celebrate. Of course, your friends are welcome as well.
Should hope so. Those who are with the Jaguar bride should definitely be well welcomed. They are stalwart fighters, especially that one over there. He's got a shiny sword.
Yes, a shiny sword. We have not seen one of those in many, many moons. Come in, come in. Tell us all about all of your shinies. Yes, yes.
Nalla? I start pointing to myself like, Nalla?
This is Tobias. I don't
Pleasure
know
to
if
meet
he's got shiny things, but he talks a lot.
I hear there's wine, really good wine.
Ah, yes,
yes.
the best, the snake wine.
Yes. I feel like I must indulge myself in tasting your fine cuisine, especially your wine.
Yes. The elder turns to one of the other Ananaki and he goes, bring the wine to the main house while we discuss all this other man's shinies and the gem. And Nalla will tell us about how she secured our new lands.
Well, those
yeah, you
crazy
go inside.
pointy ears. They needed someone to go and find their hunters. We did that, but the thing that was guarding this gem, we had to kill it because it was trying to kill us while we were trying to find their hunters, who apparently are small and frail and very not good at hunting. But nonetheless, we managed to find them, even though they had perished, and we found this. And I still don't know what it is, but I climbed up and I got it because it was shiny.
Yes, the best reason to get anything. The Ananaki actually bring you several large mugs. Like this mug is made for Goliaths, not for regular-sized people. And they give you all wine, and the feast will be prepared for tonight.
Excellent. We've been running long and hard, so food and drink and rest is very much needed. Wouldn't you say, man with the shinies?
So, Haldrick is busy grasping with both hands this big mug of wine, tilting it totally back, and he lowers his head with his beard soaked in wine and says, I could use some sleep.
All right.
I am not planning on sleeping sober.
Oh, don't worry. There's plenty of wine for you to not sleep sober. All right. Fast forwarding a little bit, Nalla probably regales them with the intimate details with Anayis helping her of how they defeated this primordial creature, and we go ahead and fast forward to the feast is grand. You're given places of honor. Well then. Well, you may have a little bit of trouble with this wine. It tastes a little funny.
Hallucinations, god damn it. Give me a Constitution saving throw, everybody. That's drinking the wine, except for
Oh, I might actually make it. You never know. I didn't know what the save is going to be, but it better be good. That'll be a 15 for me.
Okay.
Anayis is not partaking in the wine. He prefers water.
Okay, yeah. And Haldrick?
Let's see. Would being immune to disease, or there's something I had for poison, would that play into this?
Definitely.
Yeah, it would.
Okay, well I just keep tilting it back and drinking mug after mug.
It definitely gets you there. It gets you inebriated, but it acts kind of more like a hallucinogenic than necessarily alcohol.
Okay.
And
Got like
I'm
a
trying to
pinpoint.
match Hal drink for drink. Because I will not be beaten by a dwarf in alcohol, and I'm starting to regret my decision over and over and over again.
But I rolled a nat 20 on that too, so we'll just keep burning in the mugs.
Yeah, you're perfectly fine, and Tobias, you're matching him, but you're definitely starting to feel the effects, although you haven't started hallucinating or anything.
I'll have you know, Hal, I respect you as a person, but you may win the battle right now, but you're going to lose the war.
Do you know how long we dwarves live? I can fight a long war.
Oh, this is a bad idea. Okay, maybe I drank too much wine. I'm gonna go lie down.
All right. Yeah.
This isn't over.
Do you wake up for the feast that evening?
Oh yeah, I'll be out for the feast.
Okay. Yeah. The feast is it's a lot of meat from their hunting. I'll let Ethereal describe some of the food that you see at this feast.
Aha! One of the greatest delicacies of the Ananaki, the roasted snake. Massive anaconda that they actually spit and twist around, and because it's actually so long, you can have it buffet fashion. It actually lines the center of the table in the feast. This snake with a head, with actually like a coconut or something in its maw. There are lots of breads and fruits, basically flatbread, nothing yeast or anything like that. But all of them happen to be in exceptionally large quantities, and because it's of the forest, there's just a plentiful bouquet of different colors and shapes and aromas. Most of it's pretty natural, plucked right from the vine, but there's just all kinds of different roasted meats seeped in strange and miscellaneous stuff, and it is all quote-unquote finger food.
Okay.
I am going to indulge.
All right. But otherwise, the night passes. You get done with the feast, and it kind of peters out, and everyone goes home. And you all go to the sleeping quarters that the elders have given you. And then everyone roll perception.
Six.
That wine is taking effect.
Yeah, we don't need to roll. I don't need to describe your problems. The dice do it for me.
So,
I don't want to not drink anymore.
So Hal has a plate of the snake in front of him, but he's leaning back with his hands clasped on his chest, dozing off for a mighty 3.
Okay. So Hal's fallen asleep at the feasting table. Anayis, what was yours?
15.
15?
Thank God for Anayis.
And Nalla, what was yours?
19.
19. You two actually see the. Okay. All right. Both you and Anayis make out the shapes of these kind of leathery winged creatures flying high above the village inside of the jungle. And there's one very large one, much bigger than the rest. Nalla, where did you leave the gem with the elders, or are you still carrying it around, or?
I would have left it with the elders. I trust them.
Okay. Yeah, you hear screams and of kind of like the elders and some children from the center of the village and some of the women and such that are still there. Echoing to the feasting area as you were just getting ready to leave. Meanwhile, Hal is asleep and or is dozing off, not asleep. And Tobias is doing Tobias-y things. Whatever that is. What would you like to do?
I'm definitely going to, as a hero of my village, I can't just not see what's going on with these screams. I'm going to make my way, whether it be outside or back to the main feasting hall, to see what is actually going on.
Okay, Anayis, what are you doing?
I'm going to run over into a house. I'm going to shake him violently and say, "Hey, we're hostage, get up, grab Tobias, go." And using the rest of my movement, I'm going to run out to the door, following Nalla, while drawing my bow at the same time.
Oh, okay. Alright. Alright, so Hal, you've just been shaken awake. What do you want to do?
So I lazily open my eyes as I see Anayis heading out the door. So I grab the nearest mug of wine, I tilt it up and finish it off, and then as I grab my great sword, I use the back of my sleeve to wipe off my beard and slowly lumber after them.
Okay. And Tobias?
I haven't actually heard anything, and no one's come to get me. But I probably will see Hal getting up, I suppose.
Yeah, you can hear Nalla's heavy footsteps run off, and you do see Haldrick rise with his metal chain armor just clanking
I've got to
together. He's not quiet at all.
I'm gonna lean over to the person next to me, like take some of that wine, and just try and point to my water skin somewhere. And I'd be like, "Excuse me, just 1 second. It's nice to meet you. Nice hair. You look great." And I'm gonna follow them.
All right. And Nalla, as you reach the center of the village, you actually notice two winged kobolds are lifting the pink gem between them, trying to carry it up into the sky, but it appears pretty heavy for them to carry with even two of them, and they don't seem to quite know how to work together to fly holding this thing up into the air. You see them almost drop it from about probably 40 feet up.
Perfect. They are just within range of me throwing my great club through the air to try and hit them.
All right. Yeah, you can go ahead and take your surprise action.
And she literally winds up, pulls her great club off of her back, kind of takes a couple of steps forward, and literally just bat tosses this massive, basically a tree branch with runes and sigils carved into the side of it, directly at the kobold on the left.
Okay. Make an attack roll.
Yep. All right, that will be. Well, I guess without my proficiency bonus or anything like that, that'll make it just that and strength. So 18.
Yeah, that's plenty to hit these two kobolds that are like they can't dodge or anything. So yeah, you hit the left one. Go ahead and deal damage.
Or do I deal D4 for throwing it?
I believe it's not normally a thrown weapon, is it?
That is true. It's not normally a thrown weapon. Just a big old club.
I believe the damage is a D4. I'll check that later, but I'm going to say right now it's a D4.
Yeah, I looked it up earlier. It is D4.
Okay.
It will be. I'd still get to add my strength to it, right?
Because it's thrown, yes.
Okay. Then it is 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
6 points of bludgeoning damage. Okay, yeah, you just see the left-hand one just get conked right off of the gem, and the other one is trying to hold on to the gem, and then he just drops it. He chooses to, rather than go down with the gem, actually maintain his height. And the gem falls, and you hear its clink as it hits the main hut of the village, and then it just rolls down the side of the hut, coming to a stop at your feet, Nalla.
You can't have my shiny! And that will be, I guess, my turn.
Oh, I beg to differ. And this big reptile sort of creature with red scales covering it. It's a humanoid with wings outstretched behind him. Just drops straight in front of you and kicks up a cloud of dust. Flames and kind of a burning saliva kind of dribble from his maw, and his nostrils flare as he just sniffs the air around him. And this red glow is emanating from his hands. I'll be taking that stone now. And now we
Hey
roll
guys, what's going on? No! Whoa! Where did he come from?
And now we roll initiative.
Oh my god, I might go first.
You go first.
21. Oh my god, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
All right. Nalla is is that a 17 plus what?
Plus 1.
So an 18.
Yep.
Okay. Anayis, what is your initiative?
15.
Okay. And Haldrick, who just dropped.
It happens. He'll be back. I'm sure of it.
Okay. Oh, that really sucks. Just like you just dropped right at the beginning of a combat, right as the main villain just drops into the. Do you want to wait?
Oh my god, did someone else drop?
Yeah. Hal just dropped. I'm gonna message him on Facebook.
Do it. Also, what does the guy look like again?
What does who look like?
Yeah. I missed the full description because I was calling my housemate.
Oh, lizard reptile with flames coming and saliva coming from its maw with flaming hand-like things, I guess, as it's landed. Hand/talons. See,
Cool.
told you he'd be back.
Giant lizard. Is that a dragon? Looks like a dragon.
I don't know. Why don't you go and ask him? I'm going to stand over here. I can't really hide behind anything, but I'm just going to stand over here.
So where are we at again?
Aha, a massive reptilian thing flew into town and decided that it wanted to speak with Nalla and demand her shiny. She has not yet reacted, as she is literally in abject awe at the moment.
All right. Do we need a initiative, or do I go bottom?
That's what we were doing. We were waiting on you to roll initiative, but somehow the call dropped.
All right. So let's see. 16. So I've got a 19.
I've never done the screen share thing before, but
Okay.
you see
That works.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay.
Kind of a giveaway. It says demon right there on the top left-hand screen.
That's not a demon. But yeah. Okay. All right. So what was your initiative, Haldrick?
19.
19. Tobias, you do go first.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna saunter on up to this thing.
You gonna saunter up to it?
I'm
Okay.
gonna saunter on up to it, like just like bop over, no fear in my eyes. So just look him directly in the eye and be like, "Are you a dragon?" And I'm gonna take the dodge action.
Okay. I've never had anyone do that in a game with me before. What is that?
Just that when you strike at me, you're at disadvantage.
Okay. All right. I am Anayis. I am the king of the kobolds, servant of Tiamat, the great dragon queen.
Oh, well, you seem quite good. Is there any way we can talk this way out so I don't have to kill you, you don't try and kill me, have a little peaceful conversation thing going? Everybody happy? Is that all right?
I'll be taking that gem. And now it goes to Haldrick.
All right. So do we have everyone kind of bunched up in a similar area?
Yeah.
Okay. So I am behind everyone, and I'm going to go ahead and cast, and if I'm not, I move behind them. I'm going to cast Bless, which will, anyone within my range, which should be you guys, whenever you make an attack roll or a saving throw, while I have concentration, you can add a d4.
Pretty cool. All right, and then that goes to Nalla.
It's my shiny, not your shiny. I earned it. I will beat you over the head until you're dead with my... Wait, let me go get my stick. Never mind. I don't need that. I'll just use this one. And she literally reaches down and picks up like a stray log or a stray, just twig, whatever that's laying around, and once again casts Shillelagh.
Okay.
Transforms into a massive, gnarled stick that does lots and lots of beating damage.
Okay. By the way, because you all actually spent all day just drinking and feasting, you actually are rested and no longer exhausted. And if you have any spell slots gone, then you have all those back except for the ones you just used.
Cool.
All right.
And how far away was he from me when
he's 10 feet away.
Oh, excellent. I will take a 5-foot step and bonk him on the head.
Okay.
And apparently bonking on the head is not the thing that I do very well.
Yeah, you take your stick and you beat him on, you tap him on the head with it. A lot less harder than you thought you were going to. And he just reaches up and kind of knocks your shillelagh away from him, and he's like, "Stop that! What the hell's wrong with you?" With that, we go on to Anayis, who actually goes last.
Oh, has it
Yeah.
not taken? Oh, it's not taking a turn, has it? Because I talked to it.
Oh. Anayis is going to be casting Area Strike as a bonus action.
It's gonna cast what?
Area Strike.
Okay.
Get to my close. I'm going to cast Snaring Strike, and then I'm going to shoot an arrow at the big guy there.
Okay.
And if I hit, I get to add a D4 to my attack roll.
Okay.
And I will be using sharpshooter. Well,
A 19 to hit. That does hit.
that does? Okay.
It does. Yes.
He needs to make strength saving throw. DC 13.
He makes it.
Ah, nobody's damaged him yet, have they?
No, he's not damaged yet. Nalla went to hit him, and he just kind of knocked her shillelagh away.
Alright, so, 19 points of damage?
19 points.
Yep.
Okay. It is actually his turn.
Hey!
And he kind of steps back from you, Nalla. He takes a 5-foot step away from you. You can have an attack of opportunity if you'd like.
Can I get one too?
Yes, you were right there as well, because you sauntered up to him.
I will definitely try to take a mighty swing of the shillelagh.
Woo! 19. I'll take that.
Yeah, that hits.
I only got a 16.
That hits as well.
Sweet.
11 points of damage. He's gonna do some sick move now, guys. Watch for this.
Yeah, he is, because I also did 11 points of... Actually, no, 12 points of damage.
Some fire-breathing shit's coming up. Get ready.
It's bludgeoning, and mine does count as magical, if that matters at all.
You see him reach into a pocket inside of his robe, and he pulls out this yellow powder and throws it at the ground, and he goes... Alu Eliv! And he is suddenly wreathed in flame, glowing flame that sheds light all around him. And you can feel the heat waves just rolling off of him. And that is his turn. We are back up to Tobias.
Alright. Okay. Looks like I can't go in with my shield because my shield's made of wood. And if it burns, I'm fucked. But fuck it. I must keep it till it burns. I'm gonna step forward. I'm gonna be the man.
Okay.
Does it burn me more when I step forward?
You can feel the heat more when you're closer to him, but it doesn't burn you.
Okay, so I'm gonna step forward. I'm gonna draw my bone like stiletto. I'm gonna stab him with it.
Okay. Yeah, it's like walking up to a bonfire. So
So I take the heat. I'm like, oh god, it's really painful. I roll natural one again. Shit.
natural one.
Yeah. Just can't do shit.
Yeah, you just completely miss. Is there any special thing you want your character to do?
Other than him, he's distracted. So next one who shoots him, what's got advantage. Can I have it that he? Well, I don't know. What would be a good one for natural one, guys? What do you think?
I'll leave that up to the group because I don't actually use a chart or anything for my natural ones. I actually use cards, but obviously I can't use them here.
Tripping is too silly. You could have him trap me somewhere so I can't reach the others.
Actually.
So the fire is not actually burning you. If it was, you could have like your clothes catch on fire.
I know,
Start
but because I
dancing.
missed, I'm like, whoops!
Yeah.
Yeah, you're trying to do something fancy. You're like parry, dodge, thrust, riposte, and you're just completely missing, and you're actually so caught up in like your fancy little dance moves as you're trying to stab him with your stick that you're actually distracted in your next turn. So
Gotcha. I'll take that.
we'll plug another product later. Yay! And with that, it goes on to Haldrick.
All right. So I work my way up to the creature and sidestep Tobias while he's focused on him, and take a big sweep, just a horizontal swipe with my great sword.
Go for it.
For 15 to hit.
A 15? That does hit, just barely.
All right. And that goes for 14.
And you actually take 15 points of fire damage as you strike him and you deal the damage. You feel it bite.
Okay. And so let's see.
But the flames actually shoot up your sword and burn your hand.
Okay. So if I added a divine smite, would that just increase the damage, or would that make me take it again, or?
That would increase your damage, yes.
Okay. I will save it for there.
Is that all you wish to do?
Yeah, that'll be it for me.
All right. Then we move on to Nalla.
Nalla rather unfazed by his glowing pyrotechnic show. It's just a big old bonfire. She's kind of used to being around big old fires, so she actually drags her club behind her as she closes the distance and takes a step forward and brings the club up high. And she leans into it and reaches and swings for the fences.
Okay.
I'm going to use my power attack feat for my club. And well, I'm going to use my great weapon fighter feat for my club, but
Okay.
Power attack is the easiest way to try and describe it. I will take a -5 to hit. All right, dice stream, stop freezing. All right, and I don't have advantage or anything, correct?
Nope,
You do
because
not.
I'm distracted.
Gotcha. Oh, that's right, you distracted yourself. All right, and so 1d20 plus 1d4 for the bless. Oh, snap!
That's 20 though.
That's a nat 20 plus the 4 plus whatever else other rolls I got. So that's like a,
That hits and crits.
yeah. So that'd be 1d8 plus 14. So that's going to be whatever I roll, just double it, right?
Yeah.
So that's going to be 18 times 2 is 36 points of damage as I swing for the fences.
Damn.
I wasn't expecting the crit on the power attack that I took a -5 to.
All right. Anayis, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna try to shoot him again.
Do it.
Okay, go for it. Oh, no. Your shillelagh is immolated in fire, and you are dealt 8 points of fire damage. And now Anayis can go.
Okay. I'm just gonna do the same thing I've been doing. I'm gonna try shooting an arrow, and I will be using a hunter's mark on it. And he's
Okay.
he's gonna be my quarry.
Okay.
And that's 20.
Nat 20, alright, go ahead.
Damn, not 20s compared to my not 1.
Now, how do you do crit games? I think I've been doing.
You roll all of your damage, and then you multiply it by 2.
So all my damage times 2.
Yep. I'm nice when it comes to crits.
Yeah, 'cause I've been doing them completely wrong.
Well, everybody I've seen so far in the tabletop RPG group has got every GM has a different way of doing their crits. Like the way I've always done it in my own group, I have never thought there was any other way to do it. Then you get all these other people that do it, and it's like, whoa, I didn't know you could do it that way. It's crazy.
Whichever way you prefer, really.
Yeah.
And 52, 54, 27 times 2.
27 times 2, 54.
And if I can, I will take a bonus action to do another attack with my bow.
Do you have that ability?
I do have, well, I'm not really sure how that, no, I used Hunter's Mark, never mind.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, you, on his turn, you,
We just lost Nalla.
oh, well, damn.
And guys, I kind of need to go in like 2 minutes. I do apologize for that. I'll try and stay for my next turn, and I'm out of here. You guys will be fine without me. It's fine. Just pretend I got knocked out or something.
Just roll another nat 1. We'll get you go out in a blaze of glory.
I think that's fair. Watch for this. Watch for this.
Alright, is Ethereal back? I see his little paint camera thing. Alright. Yeah, you all killed a baby primordial. You made its parent very angry. Which means it's coming after you, and if I take the gem, it's not coming after me. And he actually dives between you, his wings outstretched, shedding flame from them.
Motherfucker.
All 3 of you beside him get attacks of opportunity if you wish to make them.
Yeah, we're gonna need it. Come on, Lloyd. No natural ones. No natural ones. Natural 20. Yeah. Fortunately, it's only 2d8s, but nothing. 10,
now that-
11, 12, 13, 14 points of damage.
Times 2.
Do I times it? Oh, okay. I'm not saying no.
How did you roll your crit?
I rolled 2 dice and added a 4 to my normal damage.
The way I do it is you roll 1 dice and add all your modifiers, and then just multiply that by 2.
Do you want me to reroll again? It'll probably be less than what I rolled, but it would be fairer.
Yeah, go ahead and re-roll, and if it is less than what you got, then we'll say you got the 14.
Yeah, I got a 10 by using that number, so I just stick to 14.
All right.
And so is this a attack of opportunity melee only, or can you use it for a spell?
The only way that you can have the spell as an attack of opportunity is if you have the
Warcaster.
Yeah, Warcaster feat.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, then I'll take an attack as well. Okay. So that is 6 to hit.
6 to hit. You don't hit. That's
Surprise.
He just flies right past you, and your greatsword just goes right over him.
All right.
And Nalla, what did you get?
Let's see. Was the bless still active?
I forgot I have a great weapon, so I get to re-roll my 2s. So let me try that again. Now-
That's on damage rolls, not on attack rolls.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Nope. Done.
Is the bless still active?
No, sorry, I lost concentration.
Aha. Well, I'll take that 2 away then, and that makes it a whopping. I still got that -5 though, so that is 11. So no.
What do you have a -5 from? I don't remember.
What'd you say?
What do you have a -5 from? I don't remember.
Oh, doing my great weapon big swing. I take
Okay.
for the whole round.
Yeah, 11 doesn't hit him. And he turns around when he reaches the gem and grasps it with his taloned feet. And then he shakes his hands in a sort of a gesture like he's worshiping something. And he goes, Ave. And this just wall of flame shoots out from him in a cylinder shape,
Oh, poop.
just coming straight for everyone nearby. Everyone needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no! I say as I roll a 16. All right. That will be 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Okay, yeah, you succeed on that.
Oh no!
So
All
who
right.
gotta make the deck save?
It's dexterity. It's d20 plus your dexterity modifier plus your proficiency bonus if you're proficient in the dexterity saving throw.
Wait, no, I was just asking who. Is it everybody?
Everybody, yeah.
Okay.
So Hal rolls a 21. He just kind of plants his great sword in front of him and hides behind it.
Okay, cool. And Nalla?
That would be a 13.
Okay, I hope I don't kill Nalla. And Anayis?
23.
23. All right. Nalla, you take 42 points of fire damage,
Okay.
and everyone else takes 21 points of fire damage.
Oh, that's not so bad. It's only 21, guys.
Stone or D12 plus my con modifier and reduce that sum. Give me 12. Give me 12. Come on, Dice Stream. Don't fail me now. You better not roll a 1. I subtract 6 from that. And you said 44 fire damage total?
Yes.
I took 8 before. I only had 43 to begin with, so I indeed do go down.
Okay. All of the plant life in the center of town around him just withered out to 150 feet. And you see a couple of kobolds circle overhead and just start cackling, like maniacally laughing, and they start dropping rocks in your area, but they're all missing.
Oh god, that move was so painful.
And he is currently 10 feet away from you guys. And Anayis, how far away were you from the original gym where it rolled to Nalla?
He is actually being range is not really a problem for me.
It's not you. He's worried about the range. He's worried about the range for him. So he can shoot you.
I'm really as far away as I could possibly be right now.
All right. So you were like, what, 120 feet back or something? However far away your bow would let you shoot from.
I don't have range penalties with sharpshooter.
All right.
Long range.
What is the max range of your bow then?
Let me figure that out real quick.
It's gonna be 100 feet. Or max range? No, it should be 360 then.
Alright guys, I gotta run. I'll catch you all later. I'm so sorry about jumping halfway through. But I gotta get some shit done.
All right. Yeah, it's no problem.
Good
That was
luck
good
guys,
having you,
I'll watch the video later.
It was good having you.
You too. Have a good
Yeah, man.
night.
Take care.
Max range is
Was that for a longbow? I'm seeing 600.
yeah. It's 600 for a longbow.
Ooh, you got a longbow. Ooh.
So I'm literally as far back as I can. I get no penalties for firing from that range either. Sharpshooter.
Okay, well, because he's in the center of a village, you couldn't see him, and the longest distance that you could be away is 120 feet.
Oh, that's fine. As far away as I could possibly be and still hit him, of course.
Okay. So yeah, you were still in range of his firewall.
Jesus. Alright.
All right. And with that, we are back up to Tobias, who is currently laying on the ground, immolated in fire. We're going to say is down. Or attempting to help Nalla. Haldrick.
All right, so he's engulfed in the circle of fire, the ring of fire.
No, it just blasted out from him.
Okay,
He
okay, so
actually
that
did it was an instantaneous duration.
perfect. And he's floating, you said?
Yeah, his wings are beating. He still has the flame shield on him, but he's not surrounded by the big cylinder of fire or anything. And he is floating. He has the pinkish purple gem clutched in his bottom talons.
All right, so I will. I glance over at Nalla. I see that he's down, or she's down. I see that Tobias is tending. So I know we don't have many guns in the fight. So I close my eyes and look down, and I start chanting in a voice, and I channel supernatural authority and cast command, which orders a living creature to follow my command, and I will go for grovel, which makes him fall prone and end his turn.
Okay, is there a saving throw for that, or is it just...
It just says casting time. Let me look it up actually in the back of the book.
Must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or follow the command on its next turn. The spell has no effect if the target is undead, if it doesn't understand your language, or if you command is directly harmful to it. And target grovel, the target falls prone, and then ends its turn. So what is the saving throw it has to make?
So let's see how to figure that one.
It's 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your, I think, is it charisma for paladins?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, it's plus your charisma bonus.
Okay, so I've
Do it
got
again.
6, 8, 14. So the proficiency is my charisma proficiency, or just general?
No, it's the formula is 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your charisma modifier.
Okay, so that would be 8 plus 2, 16.
Damn. Okay.
Come on, charismatic dwarf.
Yeah, that's what I pumped it into.
So I was sitting here thinking, I'm like, dwarf, all right.
Yeah.
That is a natural 20.
Okay. Not charismatic enough.
Yeah, he just looks at you and he's like, why the hell would I do that? Or excuse me, why the hell would I do that?
All right. And I just duck my head in shame. And let's see, I'm 10 feet away, so I back up however far else I can.
Okay. Nalla, your death saving throw.
Yay! Roll number 1. Natural 20.
Oh, sweet, you stabilize with 1 hit point.
I still play dead. That hurt a lot.
Alright. Alright. I'll say you don't even need a performance check. He's not even looking at you.
If I can, well, do I get an action this turn when you stabilize, or you basically just wake up and groggily try and...
The book is non-specific on that point, but the way I run it is that you still have... it is your action to make the stabilized check, or the death saving throw, and then you still have your movement. So anything that's a movement or less, you can still perform.
Okay.
Stabilize.
As a bonus action, I will still laying down, not moving, a roughly the same size creature, become a cat, laying down.
Okay.
And that's my action. That's all I'm doing.
All right. Yeah, he doesn't even seem to notice. All right. Anayis.
Alright, I'm going to cast a Snary Strike again as a bonus action. And, again, using Sharpshooter. So,
Okay. Go ahead and try and hit him.
uh, 19.
19 to hit. Yes, that does hit him.
Okay, he needs to make a DC 13 saving throw for strength.
Strength. Okay.
Yeah. He's probably going to make it, but I won't.
Oh wow. No, he does not make it.
Yes, he's impaired. He can't move. Or he is restrained. Hold on. He's no longer floating in the air. He's on his ass.
Okay. And what was the damage on that?
Hold on 1 second, please. You spring that magical line.
Yeah, I have the GM shield right here. I have the restrained.
Okay. Like that. He does take a D6 damage at the start of every turn.
Okay.
Learn 6 from there. Hunter's Mark. Use that for clock. Players.
Go ahead and roll 2d10 for me to see how many hit points these magical restraints have.
Okay. They only have 9.
Okay. Because they are trying to grasp him while he has Flame Shield active. So they are taking damage as he's burning. Alright. But he is restrained for this turn, at least.
Yep.
And how much damage does he take?
I think I said 24. 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 15, 16. Yeah, 24.
Okay. All right. With that, it's his turn. Let's see, what is he gonna do? You see him just look at the ground, and you just see this cone of fire just blast straight down from him, hitting all the vines.
Alright, he does take damage from the vine.
It's 1d6.
He takes damage from the vine. Huh?
Yeah, it's his turn. Go ahead and roll the thorns damage or whatever the.
Yeah, I think 3.
Huh?
Only 3 points.
Only 3?
Yep. Yeah, it's just a D6 there.
Okay. So he is no longer ensnared now. He's burned away all these vines. But that is his turn. He flies 30 feet up into the air, still clutching the gem. And you hear some cackling above you, and then 3 kobolds throw rocks at you. One of them actually hitting you for 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
Which you is it?
You.
Anayis, alright.
Yes. I'm sorry, I planned it out in my head and then it just... tunnel vision.
Yeah, it's all good, man.
Alright, and with that we go back to Tobias, who is currently helping eating Nalla with whatever she's doing. Haldrick.
Alright, so let's see, we got Nalla still hanging out at 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I
Giant cat form.
move over, and for my action, I will put all of my lay on hands to give her 20 hit points.
Cool.
And let's see, I think I was still pretty close to her too, so I'll put a little bit of at least 10 feet of distance or so between us again, just so we're not clumped together. And that'll do it.
Unfortunately, she doesn't have lips to actually thank you right now.
I hear a subtle purr as I walk away, so it's all good.
Alright, Nalla, it is your turn.
All right, then this fire guy is trying to make off with my shiny 30 feet in the air, correct?
Yes.
All right. To my humanoid form. And then I will point at him and cast the spell Moonbeam as the night sky parts, and the moon itself seems to shine down a beacon of radiant energy upon him.
Oh, cool. Alright, and what all does that do?
Sorry, I muted myself for a moment. All right, Moonbeam. Now this PDF is trying to freeze on me. Okay. All right. You have to make a Constitution saving throw. And the DC is 14.
14. Ooh, he just barely makes it. So go ahead and roll your 2d10.
Yep, 2d10 only takes half. Alright, Dice Stream, don't fail me now. Do lots of damage because he's only going to take half of this. Yes. That'll be 16 halved is 8 of radiant damage.
Okay. He lets out this blood-curdling screech, but he doesn't fall, and he does not drop the gem. This screech almost sounds like it shouldn't come out of this draconic creature's vocal cords. It's so high-pitched.
Does this sound koboldish?
All right. With that, we go to Anayis.
Seeing he's still holding on to the gem, I'm going to finish in his foot to get him to release it.
Okay.
And I will be using sharpshooter again.
All right.
17 on the die. 19 to hit.
Because you're aiming for a specific part of his body, go ahead and do it at disadvantage.
Okay. I rolled even higher that time.
Okay. Yeah, you hit it.
All right. So that and that. That's on the floor. $25 to its foot.
25. Okay, let's see if he can make a dexterity saving throw to hold on to this gem. Okay. He actually drops the gem, but then he swoops down and grabs it with his regular hands, and the flame shield drops. So he did drop it, but then he used his reaction to grab it, and it also caused him to lose concentration on his flame shield. So.
Still got something good out of it.
So now he doesn't have any reactions, except it's now his turn. Nalla, give me your 2d10 damage. Because he's starting his turn in your moonbeam.
We have a big green cat.
I wonder if you... There we go, there's...
8 points of radiant damage. Dice Stream is acting kind of slow today for some reason.
Is it 8? Is that the... You got 4 dice up on your... Ethereal, was it 8?
Yeah, 8 points of radiant damage.
Okay. He lets out this loud whistle between his front teeth, and you see all of the kobolds just stop cackling and stop throwing rocks at the villagers and everything, and they just look at him and then they just scatter. And he shoots off into the foliage above, still carrying the gem. And the encounter is over.
No, not my shiny!
Well, you guys almost killed a level 14.
Hey, no, almost.
He was 2 points away from death.
Oh man, Tobias.
There's no way that I can get an attack off at spleen, is there? Does I have a bow?
No, you don't get attacks of opportunity on ranged weaponry.
How about a dwarven jump?
Darn him.
Let's have knowledge for a dwarf.
Yeah.
I was actually already thinking that when he was jumping up and down earlier with the flail. I'm like, you know, I was definitely going to play up that whole height thing. Oh, you want this thing that's on the ground? Pick it up, put it on the tallest branch I can find.
And so that is the end of the scenario for the most part. The Ananaki village, because it's mostly made out of sandstone or whatever this clay is, the fire didn't really do any damage. If anything, it actually made some of the structures stronger. And pretty much everything else was just superficial damage off of these rocks being dropped. There were no other fires that came out, and most of the people are just bruised or battered if they didn't get inside quick enough. A few of scratch marks and bite marks where the kobolds got tired of dropping things or ran out of ammo and just came down and started harassing them. But yeah, no one's dead. No one's harmed for the most part. It's nothing they can't come back from. The only thing you're out of is your gem.
That's the second most important thing. The most important thing has been handled. But now I've got to go slay a pseudo-dragon, half-dragon, flame-wing creature because he took my shiny. I will douse him in much.
Is there any way to tell which direction he went? Other than elf?
Oh, well, you know
Water
where
and rain.
where his lair is.
Oh, cool. Because
Okay, that's
Where it's at.
my character's action is I'm going to try and chase him.
You're gonna try and what?
I'm just going to chase him down.
Okay. Well, he is flying.
Huh?
He is flying. Remember.
Oh, I know. I have my normal movement through the jungle because it's my favorite terrain. So
Yeah, but his fly speed
ahead.
is
Actually,
much
I'm gonna-
faster than your.
Oh yeah, I'm just trying to get to a spot where I can see him in the air, and I'm going to take a basically just fire a lob shot at him, try and hit him.
Okay. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, okay. 21.
He rolled another natural 20 versus yours. So you actually do not manage to chase him down. You catch a glimpse of him, but he disappears around some giant trees.
I almost had him.
Almost, yeah. You almost caught up to him. And, but with that, we are going to go ahead and end the session here. We'll go ahead and reintroduce everyone that's here playing, and you can plug a channel if you have one. So we'll start with Ben.
I'm Ben. I am playing Anayis. Basically half or half range. Nothing real special about it other than I'm a wandering hermit, which basically been banished from my tribe.
Yeah, alright.
That's about it, really.
All right. Ethereal, you want to reintroduce yourself in parting and plug any channels?
Absolutely. I'm Ethereal, the happy-go-lucky game player. I had a great time today playing the game. Let's see. Today I actually happen to be portraying Nalla, the dim-witted Amazonian beauty that is a basically a shapeshifter. And let's see, channels I want to plug. Once again, I'd like to thank you, Chase, for inviting me out to the game. And then we have, of course, the good fellows that Drop Dice and Rolling with the Punches. And yeah, go check them out, and especially if you're world building and stuff like that. They got great stuff, as Chase mentioned earlier. And once again, thanks for having me. I had a great time, fellas.
Okay. Is your name Hal or
Yeah,
is
it's
it
Hal.
David?
It's
Or-
Hal.
okay.
And so I was playing Haldrick, an old ex-knight dwarf paladin, rediscovering his convictions and his mad jumping skills. So had a blast, and only semi-annoyed with Nalla.
All right, and I'm Chase Williams. I run the channel Down and Dirty Role Playing. If I can learn how to talk, I swear I can English. I did plug a couple of products today. The Pathfinder cards, if you haven't found those, and then if you guys haven't checked out Raging Swan Press and any of their products, you should go check them out. As far as channels, Drop Dice. I'm a big fan of Matt Click and Michael Barker. At their channels, Be a Better Game Master and a Fistful of Dice, and then, of course, Tabletop Terrors. Right. So this was a great session, guys, and we're going to stop it here.